And we are live, and lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, as we go live, the cameras are all messed up. Yes, did I do my due diligence before we went live? I certainly did. But this would not be a crit and miss stream if everything went according to plan, would it? That's not why you come here. That's not what you come here for. You don't come here for good production value, professionalism, because that's not what you're going to get. You're going to get this. Did we lose someone?
No, it's crit and miss.
Yeah.
No, everyone's here. What happened? Why?
Did you close the stream thing? That was streaming music?
Stream
deck?
No. Oh.
Yeah, I think the stream deck's gone.
Why did that close?
Yeah.
All right, let me just
turn the
fix
music
that
off.
for you. Well, it should still keep going. Where is it? Is it this button? That's
so
it?
funny. He
All
did
right.
actually set the feeds up. We promise. He's
I
not
did.
just being lazy.
I did do
He
it.
really did.
And he was
Yeah,
very
that's-
passive aggressive about saying it was okay as well.
That's
He
the
was
wrong
like,
one. Let me try that
fine.
again.
Yeah, I think you fixed it. You
No.
fixed it. Well done.
And then it went away again.
No, because it was the wrong
But he made it
one.
look fine for a little bit.
Because it's not coming up anymore. It's gone. It's not there, and it's gone.
Right.
My God. All right. Let's talk amongst ourselves while I get that back up and running. Who would like to do a fun intro for tonight's fantastic episode?
I'm so with you right now. Somebody other than me.
all I can say is, guys, this is first time seeing you all, so Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Hope you got all the presents you were looking for. I see, Sven, you got half the shirt you asked off Santa. Hopefully the rest of the shirt will come later in the year.
Look, I got the whole thing, but I ripped off the sleeves.
I'm very much looking forward to this campaign. I did hear that this is a fun-loving Fae campaign, and I'm very much looking forward to making some cute little bunny friends.
I need to finish that. I feel so called out.
You
It's gonna be
have been woefully misled. Woefully misled about the themes of this campaign. I hate to break it to you. I hate to be that person to crush your poor little fragile soul, mods, but you know, after all, that's why we're all here. That's why we play Dungeons and Dragons, to crush fragile
Blah, blah, blah.
souls.
Had our first fatality as well.
We've had our
R.I.P. Christian.
Christian's gone. So expressions of
Yes.
interest are open again. Feel free to fill out those
In the
forms.
arms of an angel.
No, all right. Shh,
Perfect.
This is
Oh, and
serious.
he's deafened, so he didn't hear the joke either.
This
That's
is serious,
upsetting.
and he's gone. And now the cameras
he's
are
gone.
messed up again. My God, my God, what is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us. This is Beckoned Blackest Nights, our Curse of Strahd Dungeons & Dragons 5e actual play live stream featuring all of your favorite role-playing heroes. Was that heroes? Is that the right term?
Did I just mess everything up, by the way? Jess had to get up and I turned off the camera.
Yeah, you most certainly did, but I'll take it out of your pay.
That's very respectful.
Okay.
Next time, just have her put clothes on, then walk past. It's much easier than turn the camera off.
There was no time for that.
But guys, everyone made it through the new year. Everyone happy.
Holidays were actually amazing for me.
Wrong word.
It's great to hear, man.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
really
say.
cool.
I was gonna say.
Better than Grace's, apparently.
What?
No, better than yours, apparently. First thing I hear is just negativity. No, me and Jess went to visit my family in the country. It was like a 3-hour drive, so that was a lot.
Jess
But
and I.
Jess and I. But we stayed at a like farm Airbnb, which
Oh, hell
was a milk farm with a church that used to be obviously that and was now converted instead into like a full-on like hotel. And it was so nice. They had a jacuzzi on the veranda that overlooked like just miles in all direction with mountain ranges and stuff. It was
Oh my god.
beautiful. And it was super cheap because it's in a really, really far away, crappy country place. So
Oh,
so-
that was-
This wasn't for an anniversary. This was just you guys going away for Christmas holidays.
yeah.
Dude, you've set the bar way too high.
Yeah, I'm
When-
kind of screwed there.
That's amazing. That sounds awesome, dude. Send me a link afterwards. Like
I
that
will, I
actually
will.
sounds like a good place.
But it was really nice. And then we spent the next, because I had like 2 weeks off work, so the next week, I then just relaxed and did nothing.
Yeah, nothing says romance like a cow farm. Am I right? I'm glad you brought that one back. For a second there, I thought you were going to say, yeah, we spent the weekend at a cow farm. We milked some cows. I was going all kinds of places in my head.
They did have cows on the farms near our estate, and she loved seeing all the animals.
Did you milk them?
Guys,
No.
You
we were talking about trigger points before. My family actually, my father-in-law is a milkman, and we work. It's called a dairy, not a cow farm. It's a dairy.
Yeah, it's a.
If it's a milk farm, sorry, I'm just joking. Let's crack on.
There's gonna be cows on the side.
Did
What if they use
anyone
it for meat though?
Did anyone
That's true,
else
that's true, yeah.
visit any sort of cattle establishments over the holidays, or have any other fun stories that they'd like to share? Anything? No. No one.
Chill.
Went to an
Dan's gonna
alpaca
creep me out.
farm.
Dan, I want to hear your beautiful voice. Dan.
Oh, like I went to a milk bar. Does that count?
Well,
That does.
I feel.
Got some hot chips.
Did you say the Milky Bars are on me, and then everyone danced and cheered?
No, I said it out loud in public forum, and everyone turned around and looked at me because they didn't get a reference that was 25 years old.
No.
It's
Where's
older
society
than
going?
me. It's older than me.
Milky Bar kid.
And that reference? If you were in the milk bar and we were like, the Milky Bars are on me, would you be like, what?
I'd be like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
Yeah, okay, because
I
there was
want
an
that
ad.
shit.
Yeah, there was an ad back in the day where there was this little boy and he was like a cowboy. My memories may be very wrong.
No, you're spot
But
on.
it was with milk chocolate, and then someone came along and they were like, with a whip, and the Milky Bars are on me, and they were just like white chocolate things. It was so weird. I have to find the ad. I'll share it to you.
Amazing.
Somebody shouted me a milk chocolate bar. I'd be so disappointed. I'd be like, it's not even chocolate. What the fuck?
What is this? Get this kid out of this goddamn bar. Smash a chair over the back of his head.
Oh,
Get out of here,
little
kid.
Last a period.
Okay, I think I've established what my character is going to give out to everyone constantly in the game.
Milky Bars.
Children dressed as cowboys.
Ma'am, Milky Bars are on me.
I found the ad. It's going in the chat.
Love.
Yeah. So
Relatively
make
chill
sure you
Christmas season.
make sure you put it up on the Beckoned Blackest nights for the on the public chat, so the people watching at home can jump on there and check that out.
I will do.
But yeah, you make a good point, Christian. For once, it is a new year. It is a new year. It's a brand new stream. Normally, when we do these episodes, I like to do a little bit of a banter topic up front. This one sort of evolved. This one sort of evolved on its own, and I appreciate that. That's great. But I was going to ask you guys: are you all New Year's resolution type people, or anyone got a New Year's res that they want to stick to? They do, let the people know live, so that you can be held to account.
One is not enough. I've got like an ADHD list for things I want to accomplish.
Feel that.
I've got a
Type in the chat.
I've got a list of things I don't want to do, and it's a big list. It's very long, and there's lots of really mundane things. There's washing clothes, dishes, getting out of bed in the morning. That's a big one. I want to try and avoid as much as possible. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can relate to that. But if you had to pick one out of your list, Christian, what's a New Year, New You type thing?
We've just recently got on top of all of our bills since there've been a bunch of big sort of shuffle arounds with our economics, and so savings. I would like to get an amount of like $5,000 to $10,000 saved up, like over maybe half a year.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad goal to
than
have. $5,000-$10,000
Living
saved
paycheck by paycheck.
up. Well, who knows? Maybe this particular campaign will strike a chord with a large subgroup of the population and we'll be able to
Become super
monitor
mega famous.
So it becomes super mega famous. That's right. Maybe you'll be able to box with Mike Tyson sometime in the near future.
Well, I mean,
Who knows?
if
Anything's
we're
possible.
that big by what is it, like June? I'm pretty sure that's when Critical Role's coming to Australia.
Oh, right.
It is.
We should
I'm going to the Sydney show.
I'm going to the Melbourne show.
Critical who?
It's my old buddies. I taught them how to play.
Is that
They're
someone?
doing a thing.
Oh, super underground. You wouldn't have heard of them, Sven.
Dude, this guy Matt.
Are they
he's
good?
So nervous all the time. I said, Matt, you should become a DM. You should do it. You've got some skills. Not as good as me, but you're alright.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess you could go check that out with 15 other people in June. Critical what was it? Critical run? What was it?
Critical run.
Crit and miss.
Anyway, look, I'm sure
Crit and
good.
roll.
I'm sure you'll be able to find this tiny group on the internet somewhere. Some far-flung corner
Holy
of the
shit.
internet. Anyone else? New Year's resolution. Mod, I heard you say "Holy shit." Was that in related to your New Year's resolution?
Nah, I was just thinking I could do a song for Critical Role come to Australia. John
I
Williamson's
thought you were talking about a
old,
septic pit, but
no, do the old Actually, you guys are probably too young to know John Williamson. Never mind. Let's crack on.
True.
Make it a one-note
Is that
thing.
him? True.
Doing the crocodile roll.
Oh, is he the wobbly board guy who got in
No, no.
trouble?
No. Nah. No.
I'm so traumatized.
You mean my first boyfriend?
Oh.
Certainly not the last. All right. Well, you know what? I'll tell you all about my New Year's resolution then, since only Christian went to share. I appreciate that. My New Year's resolution is to play a little bit more Dungeons and Dragons.
That's a
So,
good one. I like it.
so tick. Another one. Spend more time with amazing people. So.
Haven't taken that.
Gonna put an asterisk next to that one. We're gonna get to that. We got time. No, nothing could be better. There's no better way to bring in a new year than to sit down with a bunch of amazing people and play some Dungeons and Dragons. So I just wanted to put that out there right now that I am super appreciative that you all have graced my screen with your presence. I appreciate it. So why don't we go across the board? Since this is a brand new campaign, brand new stream, there might be some new people watching this at home, either live on Twitch on the VOD, or maybe on YouTube somewhere down the line as well. Introduce yourself. Maybe just a fun fact, your name, and a fun fact about yourself. Don't go into characters just yet, because we're gonna do that. This is session 0 after all, so we're gonna get a little bit more in depth with that soon. So, is there anyone who would like to get us started?
Oh, good.
Go, everyone! Everyone, put
Grace.
their...
Grace, beat me to it.
Grace, you are up. Let everyone know who you are and a fun fact about yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace. I have been on this channel a very long time.
I think it's an actual percentage of your lifetime at this point.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
it's up there. It's like the amount of times I've spent in the dentist. Like it's like, woo. What am I doing? I actually don't know what I'm saying. My New Year's resolution is to conquer my wardrobe. I have a serious problem with not wanting to wash my clothes, and no joke, I would say it's more wardrobe than floor at this point. So, yeah,
Well,
that would be my New Year's resolution.
it's certainly you're not on your own in that regard. Like, I wash my clothes, but it's the putting the clothes away part that really it gets me. And you know what? It's probably the easiest part to do. But my mind is like, no, you know what? It's good where it is. Pile is good.
no. See, you've got to think about it like computers. You're storing all your clothes in your RAM. You're not putting it into the hard drive, so you've got easy access.
Whoa!
Look,
Quick.
Hold on
It's just
there.
we moved in here like a few months ago, and I still have a giant box of clothes outside that needs to be washed, and I'm just looking for somebody in Townsville I can pay to wash my clothes for me.
How much you pay?
so that I don't have to do it.
Use my system. I just have baskets. That's it. I don't put my clothes away anymore. I'm an 80. I'm a 38. Yeah, I'm a 38-year-old ADHD person. Like, I know I have my systems now. There's clean and dirty baskets. That's it. And yeah, and some still ends up on the floor. But do you know what? I spent so long trying to get that habit, and I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think so. And that's
It just hurts. It's just I don't know. Like the thought of using my cupboards for something other than storing books hurts me.
Well, then baskets. You might be a basket person. See it like you're like a washer person. You know, got my little basket of clothes.
I used to struggle with that, but then I just told my kids that to be responsible children, they need to put away all the clothes, and now they get put away.
Well, I always say, like, if you don't have your clothes piled up on the floor, where are the cockroaches going to hang out? Like, they need a home too. And
We might have a walk-in robe, and there are cockroaches.
yeah,
And there is a basket.
and like
I don't know. And I'm like, how many cockroaches are currently in my basket? I don't know.
they keep
But
you,
they're cozy.
they keep you on your toes. Like, you want to wake up in the morning, you want to really wake up before you go to work. You got to pick up your clothes, not knowing if there's going to be like a landmine that jumps out at you in the last second. Like, shit, and you know
like
that beats a cold shower.
I stash bath bombs. Like I'll do like a big lush order, and I'll stash the bath bombs. And the other night I was going through like my bath bomb, like gremlin hoard, and at the bottom of it was a huntsman spider like the size of my hand.
Nah.
That was dead. And my boyfriend's like, that's why you need to clean the wardrobe, because one of those could be living at the bottom of the
Could be
pile.
on your
And
person.
I'm like, I would just leave.
That's
A different take of that.
That's not incentive for you to touch the
You
wild.
keep with the spider.
No.
Yeah.
No, you could have found it earlier and it could have been alive. This way it died before you got to it. I think it's actually a win. So
Yes,
it's
it got-
Sounds like
fucking
it is me.
You crushed it
So mean,
underneath the
man.
weight of your clothes. So you are killing the spiders with your clothes. You're drowning them in clothes. That is just an effective pest control system.
I feel so validated right now. I think I'm gonna cry.
That's what we do. I'm here to validate people and make them feel good about themselves. Known for it.
Can I go?
Yes, you may go.
My thing is, all right, so I've spent the last like month like getting up with my vampire lore. Like I've loved all that stuff though since I was little. It's ridiculous. But my relationship with vampires goes back a long way. I remember I took out Dracula from the school library in primary school, which probably shouldn't have been a thing. I would have been like 8. And I've still been trying to find the actual book because his eyes still haunt me. I read probably about 20 pages, and it ended up being put in the laundry cupboard for like a year. I couldn't open it. So I was like, Dracula's gonna get me. So very vivid imagination. Me and Dracula are all good now. Been reading the book. We just saw Nosferatu, absolutely brilliant. Really good film, very creepy. But yeah, I love Twilight. I love all that stuff as well. Like, I don't have any particular vampire hates that some people do. I get scared.
Vampires. I hate to break it to you.
They're fairies. They're fairies.
I agree.
Yeah, I get scared really, really, really easily. So my challenge
good.
in this is going to be
Excellent.
able to sit in this space and not go like this or cry because I'm scared. So I think I'll be okay. I sat through Nosferatu okay. I only covered my eyes in one bit.
Spoiler
So
for
I've been
Curse of
sensitizing
Strahd.
myself.
Strahd isn't like glitter skin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, he's not going to
Shut
be
the fuck
He's
up.
going to be. If he is, I'm going to be really upset.
Wait, no,
Really
you
good.
guys are saying
Makes me
Strahd the
scary.
vampire?
I
No,
don't think he is.
Spoilers.
he's not. He's
He's not.
He's a goblin, actually. I've made some changes to
Yeah,
the source
Wait a
book.
second.
Real homebrew Curse of Strahd.
Can we just jump back to
He's an orc.
Nosferatu? Like, I'm still a
Yes.
little bit torn. Are we talking the 1922 black and white film Nosferatu? Because well done.
I
if
assume we
so.
are, yeah.
No, they remade
No.
it.
With the
I
thing
think
on the
I've caught up
wall?
with that one. Yeah, I know all about that one, but I watched the new one as well.
It's
At
recent,
the
like
cinemas.
this
Yeah,
year.
cinemas. Yeah, it's still out. the costuming, the vibe, the music,
The dong.
the story.
What?
There is vampire dong.
Just be
Oh,
forewarned, there's dong, and it's phenomenal. It made the movie for me.
I'm just over here holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity and Spen's talking about vampire dick.
Yeah, well, do you know what? They're my two favorite movies from last year, were
Gravity.
Wicked and Nosferatu. But it was sort of like, it was done in a very tasteful way. Like, the dong was just there.
If there's gonna be vampire
Wait,
dong, you want it to be
vampire
tasty.
penis
Yeah.
in the movie?
Yeah, and one of the cast members of Nosferatu, I won't say who, currently owns the dong. It's all framed for him, and there's pictures of him, and he's so happy. So, because it was a prosthetic. So, yes, very,
Yes.
very, very good.
There's so
And-
many ways
but
that
Nosferatu's sketchy as, because it was a rip-off. So,
a
yeah.
vamp dong could go so wrong, but there's you got to give your hats off to having an artistic dong in your movie. It's a phenomenal achievement of cinema. I would highly recommend it. Well, that's a fun fact about you, but would you like to let everyone know your name as well, in case we ever put this on the
Oh yeah, I'm
podcast?
Gemma. Hi.
We know
Well,
that
I
there's
might go next.
dong,
Not that I don't love talking about penises, but I don't. So,
penis checked with them, my friends.
my name is Christian. A long-time friend of Crit and Miss as well. And fun fact about myself. A professional dungeon master as well, so I'm really keen to finally be a player and do all those really annoying things. My backup character's a bard, and I know that I'm going to take silvery barbs, so that's like one fun part of this. But fun fact, I'm a trained masseuse. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on any of my streams.
I didn't know that.
You did no, I did not know that. And next time I stay over, I'm gonna make I'm gonna take
Use of that skill.
full use of that. You better be damn sure.
Full body Swedish style. It's meant to be more relaxing and soothing rather than Thai, which is like obviously pushing into muscles.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great skill.
It is a great
Is
skill.
that new, or is that?
That was a long time ago when I was young, and I wanted to use it backpacking. Never did, but now I've still got the talents.
That's fantastic. What a skill. That makes me want to learn that now.
My Discord keeps doing annoying things.
Yeah, something's going wrong, but that's okay. It's a
Yeah.
full moon.
It's
Oh,
full moon.
Full moon and the subject matter. Woo.
Where is it?
But yes, that's cool. So, do you do massages at all for work, Christian?
No,
or-
Jess doesn't allow me.
Okay. Only if it's for her.
Exactly.
Hold it.
No, it's the plus side for her. She gets like quality back rubs and foot rubs. Like I'll just be rubbing her foot as we're like watching a movie, and then she like lays down and gets the lotion, and he's like, "Could you do everything?" Like,
And you can't say I don't know what I'm doing because you
Why don't
actually.
we continue the game until I got a back rub? Oh, Christian, I need your help.
Sorry, I'm just distracted. There's so many flying ectoplasmic penises coming at me. I can't focus.
Hey, I haven't said anything about ectoplasm.
Not ghosts, just vampires.
Just the vampires. Who wants to go next? Introduce yourself. Fun fact about yourself.
Go for it, Dan.
I'm Dan. I'm a Gold Coast D&D player, occasional Delta Green player too, because that's actually probably like my new favorite system. Those of you who don't know it, Delta Green is very good.
Shut up about it in our private chat.
I came here because I heard Curse of Strahd is deadly. The other campaign I'm part of on the Crit Miss channel doesn't offer any deadliness to it.
No. It's more, I've heard it's more of an
heard before the
inconvenience
game-
than anything
I heard
else.
before the game saying that the DM couldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Is that what I heard?
It was. It might have been 15 feet. I
15
can't
foot,
remember what the
yeah.
weapon was. Yeah.
You're
No, but
in so much trouble.
I was in trouble before that.
He's done
I'm
very
also
well
part of
this
our
live.
Tuesday campaign through the Dragonlance, and just enjoy everyone that's part of this server and love being here. So, they're my fun facts because, like a lot of people, when put on the spot, my brain goes empty and I can't think of anything.
Oh, good. That's a good trait to have when we're playing tabletop role-playing games. It's good to.
Oh no,
it's good to know.
So I can tell you a good thing about my my character because I can do it through
Okay.
through that. But myself, I'm the most boring person you've ever met.
Hey, he's interesting in D&D. He's boinking an earth elemental in the Tuesday campaign.
And we worked on that too. There wasn't.
There was romance, backstory, dates.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come over my place and we'll rehearse.
Again, you were so thorough last time.
There's
Jeff,
so
can
many.
you help us fade to black? Turn the lights off.
So many aspects of that I need to talk to you more about. Most questionable, of course, is the use of the term boink. I haven't heard that since high school, so that's a good one. I enjoy that.
It's radical.
It's radical, man. Yeah, absolutely.
We were watching that 70s show the other day. My boyfriend introduced me, and what was it? One of the characters was like, "Oh, they finally made the beast with two backs, the Bacchosaurus," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm completely lost. So. Mod, would you like to introduce yourself and a fun fact?
I feel like he doesn't need an
Dan,
introduction.
I'm gonna show Dan how it's done. So Dan, if you don't know what to say, you just copy someone else. Okay, that's the trick to it. So hi everyone, my name is Grace. I've been on this channel for a very long time.
Yes.
And you're a trained masseuse.
Sven, you've got a line here. Oh yeah, it's up there. About the amount of time I've spent at the dentist. Word for word.
that doesn't sound like something I would say.
My name is Christian, long-time friend of Crit Miss. Also, no. Guys, hi. I'm Mitch, Modbrew, Mitchy Moo May. Doesn't really bother me.
Bothers me.
I love D&D. I love spending time with cool people like this, and I love exploring characters. This campaign, although I was joking about not knowing it was going to be a dark campaign, this will be my greatest test ever as a player in D&D, because every character I've ever made has always been little funny things, like just a lot of thought behind the character, trying to make it unique. I'm trying to play a straight character, and I'm going to need your help. So it doesn't matter how much you mention ectoplasmic cocks, penises, whatever. I'm going to play it straight. Real straight.
Not horizontal.
I'm riding that train with you, buddy. Like, we were talking about it in the chat earlier. This is like my first time in like a year and a half not playing a barbarian. And I think it's going to annoy me.
Are your hands okay? They're a bit shaky?
Not anymore.
I'm tweaking.
Rage.
Is that half? Is that
Is that half damage? Half damage? Is that halved already? No, I've halved it for you. No, there'll be no half damaging in this.
Thank you to Meeple and Dragons for this glass, an artificer glass, and it is absolutely divine.
I want to say thank you to Meeples and Dragons just for existing. Another person that I want to say thank you to, and I'm going to say this for every episode of this, I want to say thank you to Tabletop Audio, I think that's what it's called. If you can hear the ambulance that we're playing, ambulance? If you can hear the ambulance in the background, it's because
light foreshadowing about what's going to happen to our characters.
They think I'm having a stroke because I've lost the ability to speak. No, if you can hear the ambience in the background, that is provided by tabletopaudio.com. Make sure you check that out for all of your ambience needs for any tabletop role-playing game you might be playing at home, whether it be Dungeons & Dragons or even Delta Green. They have a sound set for everything. And hey, if you want to sponsor us, feel free to get in touch. You know where to find us. My name is Sven, of course. I'm going to be your dungeon master for this particular adventure, game master, whatever you want to call it.
Not a BDSM podcast.
Not a BDSM podcast. It could be. Kind of depends on what people want, I suppose. And yeah, fun fact about myself, I've been on fire no less than 6 times. Would highly recommend. It's fun. It's exciting. Not unlike a cockroach
Blackbeard with like the.
in your clothes.
Fire.
Hmm?
Like, as in fire.
Yes.
As in, like,
I had the immolated condition on my person.
Oh, I thought you might have been like cosplaying like Blackbeard. I could see that. It looked cool.
Yeah. I just wish I could
That'd
get
be awesome, actually.
the mustache to just grow out just a little bit.
wait, sorry. Doubling back to the fire, you, Sven, have been on fire 6 times.
Yeah. Look,
You haven't.
a varying degree of fire. I'm not gonna say I was fully, immolated. I wasn't a human torch, but I have been on fire.
Did you just have a
Roughly
good
6
run at the
times.
casino? Is that what this is?
No. Let me just check before I can say this. Jim, can I say why he was on fire and why he deserved it?
I think
No,
we
I'm
need
just
some more context.
Straight and narrow lasted 3 minutes and 16 seconds for all of you playing at home.
I was talking about her sitting on fire, nothing else, you creepy people.
Yeah. Look, if your kids are watching this, put them to bed. This ain't a show for your kids, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna say some inappropriate things. If you're listening to this right now, if you're watching it on YouTube, if you're watching us on YouTube, kids, man, things have gone horribly wrong. Please. Email us. Let us know. You shouldn't be watching this. If you're
Why? Get off.
4 years or younger, this ain't for you.
Can you tell us about 2 of the fire times?
Yeah, all right. So the most
Probably the one where Gem lit you on fire.
I really hope that hasn't happened.
she lights me on fire every single day, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, what a man.
That DM's on fire.
Boom. No, this is anyway. First time, I think the most significant time I've been on fire was during a high school camping trip. So they got all the kids who were like higher achievers in like grade 8, and then like took a real dive towards grade 10. So it's safe to say that most of them were using some form of recreational drugs. Me, I wasn't. I was just a disappointment
Always.
in high school. So they lumped me in with the rest of them. And they took us on a camp, and they put me with this one kid who was like just a real menace. Like this kid was just like off the hook. But he was having a good old time.
Lovable camp or like.
Oh no, just a real problem child. But we got along. But we had those Bunsen burners, you got to take the cap off. You put not Bunsen burners, camp cooking things. You take the cap off.
Butane.
Yeah, the type of that. And you take the cap off, you put the gas in there, you put the cap back on, you light it, right? This kid, for some reason, he was given charge of this particular thing to do, and he thought that taking the cap off was just too much work. Skip a step, pour it straight in from like 2 meters up, pour it in, lit it up, boom, fireball. It's right next to our tent. Everyone's panicking. So the only reasonable thing to do, according to him, was to kick it at me. I'm wearing highly flammable clothes. I'm on fire. It's a good time. It was very funny.
Yeah, I don't
sounds
think
like
kids
a
today know
great
that the old pajamas
business
were all
model.
flammable.
Yes.
That was like the basic requirement for all children's pajamas.
It seems like
They were.
everything was made out of asbestos, except for the things that you wore on your body. They were the opposite of
Well, were you wearing like parachute pants?
Flame
like,
retardant, yeah.
Because this era would have been like 2000. Like you would have been wearing like the most.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
You're
absolutely.
old as fuck, right? You're real old.
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah,
Yeah, those shoes and fish in them.
Yeah.
it's
A walking cane, a big floppy hat.
it's best to
So
pull
did
off that band-aid early on
you
in the
have to
campaign. Yes, I'm
stop
old.
and did you have to stop and roll though?
I did, yes.
I haven't
first
asked,
first
like,
time
for
in my
the-
life I've had to stop, drop, and roll. I was rolling
Did it
around.
work? Because I've never done it.
Well, we
He
must have
invented the
been
mechanism.
It does work.
we must have been somewhere near where Christian went on holiday during the New Year, because there was a lot of cows around, so there were a lot of landmines. So not only was I on fire and rolling on the floor, I had to make sure I wasn't rolling over any of the cow shit, which is infamously flammable, by the way. So It was.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently.
Is it?
Methane.
Do you not know that?
Shut the fuck up.
No way!
Okay, guys, we'll hold a class after the session to talk about things that
Yeah.
are flammable and things that aren't.
We're gonna have
Methane,
science class.
famously flammable.
Anyway, stick around.
It can be explosive.
Okay, how to make a methane bomb 101.
And
So you're rolling around. You're rolling, trying to put yourself out of fire, and you could have accidentally exploded stuff.
I could have just
Well,
added more fire
story.
to the already fire that was there.
That's
Fighting
hilarious.
fire with shit.
So
Literal shit.
yeah, that's,
D&D!
that's a fun fact about me. Speaking of things that's fun and just based on facts, Dungeons and Dragons, ladies and gentlemen. Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this? It's apparently
2024 rules, baby.
it's a game that people play. You just sit around a table and you just roll
about
dice.
ghost penises.
You talk about ghost dong. All right, so that's
Ghost. What was it? Plasma phalluses.
plasmic, ectoplasmic phallus.
Is that a rock
I
band
have
from
to
Finland?
Good for me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Plasma phallus.
ectoplasmic
there.
phallus.
It's way too long. It's going to be like... Going to the stage now. Ecto semen.
I see. I'm talking about a heavy metal band. I think you're talking about a stripper.
Listen, I went to the first original Australian Good Vibes Festival and saw the band Crazy Penis, and it was life-changing. That's a real band, and it's amazing.
That
Very
was-
psychedelic.
Writing down
Methenes bring me
crazy
so much joy.
penis.
happened to be my nickname in high school as well. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons. That's what we're doing today. Session 0. For those people who haven't played Dungeons and Dragons before, how did you find this channel in the first place? I need to know. But you know, it's a game that we play and we roll dice. But the first thing that we got to do is because we got to make characters. Right, we've got to make characters because no one's here to watch us and to listen to us. They want us to personify other more interesting people, as Dan so elegantly put it earlier on in the night. So that's what a session 0 is about. It's about making characters, talking a little bit about the campaign. I think we've touched on most of the points about the campaign. Yes, there will be ectoplasm. Yes, there will be vampire dong. So that pretty much sums up Curse of Strahd. So let's dive into the meat and potatoes of this. So what I like to do is everyone's already made their characters for the most part, for the people back home, just so you know what's happening. But I like to get everyone to roll their stats live on air so that we can all
Because there's a meanie.
be entertained by everyone's bad, horrible luck. So what we're going to do is we're going to go across the table. We're going to have an opportunity to talk about everyone's characters. Yes, we are using the new Dungeons & Dragons 5e 2024 edition rules for this, which I think makes character creation a little bit more fun than it used to be. A little bit more flavor to the characters, I think, in the form of some feats and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be interesting to have a look at, you know, who all these characters are, what their stats and all that kind of stuff is. Yeah, so that's basically what we're going to be doing tonight. Then we'll have a little bit of chat about the campaign, the setting, make sure everyone's on the same page. I was going to say on the same board. We could all be on the same board too, I guess.
Game board.
On the same game board. So we're just going to go from left to right here. Let's start... Jem, are you happy to go first, or do you want us to move on to someone else? I know that you, when it comes to experience, you're probably the least experienced of the players here.
Yeah, I'm probably the least experienced, so I might not go first. if
Okay, that's okay. We can move straight on to Dan. Before we do that, though, just wanted to say, Lost Archives, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Beckoned Blackest Nights. This is our Curse of Strahd campaign.
I'm at the right time.
They are running Curse of Strahd on this night as well, so they just finished their Curse
Oh
of Strahd session.
shit! I should probably have spoken to them about that before I decided to run Curse of Strahd at the same night. I'm so sorry. That was an accident.
Don't tell us anything. Tell me everything. Message me. Tell me all the secrets of Strahd. Let me break this shit. Tell me everything I need to know to destroy this game and get in deep.
We'll,
We need
we'll,
to survive.
we'll talk about it later. Dan, how do you feel about being the first person to introduce your character to the thousands of screaming fans at home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good with it. As I said, I'm boring, but I've got a feeling that Bill, the accountant, is not boring.
All right.
So, my character his name's Bill Iron Dancer. He was born William. He's the son of two very famous adventurers, and they wanted him to follow in the family name and be an adventurer himself. He doesn't want that. He wants to be his own person, so he decided to become an accountant. That's when he changed his name.
Or
Yep.
an accountant.
An accountant. So that's when he
Wait.
changed his name from William to Bill, because it helps with the trait. Because we're talking about bills.
No.
Nice,
an
nice.
Just clarifying, an accountant as in numbers or an accountant as in a stripper?
Numbers.
Oh, yes, there's two different types of accountants. Yes.
I didn't know about the stripper one. So that's
I'm like,
news.
an accountant or an accountant?
Wait, is that a real thing? Intimate
Yeah.
help.
So,
How do
There's
all
a
of the
whole
men
song
not know
about
this?
it. It's like,
I actually,
Um,
this is news to me too.
Yeah, what the hell?
Hang on, how do I go to like the
Nobody
nondescript
asked
mode
me
on? I don't want to get in trouble and search it on
Control
my phone.
Shift N.
Thank you. Oh, how does he know that? That's,
All right. So Bill Iron
and like
Dancer.
I love this idea of a character who just doesn't want to be in his parents' shadow in any capacity. Wants to be his own person. But it's like, how does that person get justified to be in an adventuring party? And then you come along, hey, we're doing Curse of Strahd. Oh, he's whisked against his will. He's gonna finally going to get, find out who he truly is by doing this. He needed that push in the right direction to be able to tap those inner resources that his parents gave him. But yeah, he's he likes his numbers, he likes things in order, and Bill.
Likes things in order. Probably not the best stream for him,
love
but I'm sure we'll be able to bring things around for his. Would you say that he's a bit of a perfectionist or anything like that, or is it just just likes things to be?
I reckon there is, and I reckon that's like the part of the tricks of the trade there, and to sort of explain away some like ability in there. I wasn't sure where to go with class, but I've decided sorcerer because of the innate magic casting there, and it's going to be it's going to be a bit of a, he's not going to realize he's doing it while he's doing it sort of thing.
Okay,
I love
so
that.
it's
I love that
something
so much.
that he's sort of inherited, not something that is sought out. It's sort of some similar deal with the adventuring life. I find that an interesting character choice. Someone who doesn't really want to be an adventurer, but has adventuring sort of thrust on them. That can be difficult sometimes to roleplay, but if anyone's going to pull it off, I think it's going to be you. So just for the people at home, yes, he has chosen the sorcerer as the class. For those people who don't know, there are a few spellcasting classes in Dungeons and Dragons, sorcerer being one of them. There's two main ones. There's the wizard and there's the sorcerer, whereas a wizard is someone who spends their life studying magic, learning it from textbooks, spell books, and all that kind of stuff. A sorcerer is someone who, through some event that happened in their life, has this innate ability to tap in to the weave, to magic, in order to affect the world around them. So I'm interested. You said that Bill Iron Dancer's parents were adventurers. Does that have something to do with how he gained this ability in the first place, or?
I feel like there is some like genetic side of things where it's like two, and in my head they're both level 20 adventurers. So like once you have two, like a couple that then have a child from there, like there's got to be some form of nod of the weave to the child. Like like we know we've got a good one here. We can give some talents here. So that I definitely feel like it is hereditary for him.
Okay. And that sort of familial relationship as well is something that we can maybe get some hints about maybe during gameplay as well. Is that something that you think we're going to look at?
Yeah, I've got a feat that I also got to choose at level 1.
Mhm.
And the feat that I chose was Magic Initiate Cleric. And I've got a feeling that my mother was a cleric. And where this feat has come from is she's going to be speaking to me through actions and magic. So I was able to get 2 cantrips and a spell that I would not have normally known, and I can see this being, I'll try and do this one thing, but then it's just like, oh, mother did say, something along those lines.
Very interesting. Yes, I like that. I'm excited to find out a little bit more about sort of how that has helped shape Bill with where he is at the moment, and maybe explore that relationship and why he doesn't want to be a part of it. Because having 2 parents who are that famous for doing something maybe something's happened to him in the past, or he just doesn't like it. So I think that's going to be an interesting to check out. So just having a look here for the people watching at home, have the sorcerer page open in the Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook. At level 1, core sorcerer traits, you gain sorcerer's level 1 features. So let's go ahead, check that out. At level 1, you're getting proficiency bonus of +2, which is not very interesting, but spell casting, of course you can cast spells as a sorcerer. You don't need a spell book a la wizard, so I'm assuming you have some type of spell casting focus. Do you want to elaborate on what that is?
So with that, I've got a crystal as the focus, and I'm thinking it's an heirloom that my mother gave me. To me, it's just
okay.
something like how you can wrap the wire around crystals and have them as a bit of a keyring.
Yes, absolutely.
I think I've got that style of crystal there, where it's just it's just for show. Mum made it for me. It's quite nice, but he likes it more than me, so I always have it on me without knowing the true nature.
It's 90% of what you see at the local Sunday markets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's how he will initially believe it is a Sunday market crystal.
with just a quick question. When you said he doesn't know that he's doing it, sort of thing, is this the case that he thinks he's a wizard, he's doing all the paperwork stuff, and he thinks he's a wizard, but he's actually a sorcerer, or is this he doesn't realize he's sort of
He doesn't realize he's doing spells. So the spells I've chosen, there are a few attacky sort of spells, but when they start, he's gonna it's gonna come as a shock that this has happened. But he's got mending and stuff like that, so it's just gonna he could be good fixing things and it's not. He doesn't know that he can cast magic yet.
I was going to say, until now, it sounds like some of these spells he might have never cast once in his life. This is going to be the first time doing this.
It's going to be brand new, so you're going to be cast a spell,
How have they kept us apart, Dan? Because you and I, you're saying this, and I'm this is such a good idea for a character. I love this.
But that's the thing with it, though. Strahd, the Strahd campaign is the perfect one for it, because it's the only one where it actually gives him a way into the campaign. So, he's not going to sit there and just sit down and go, I can't do anything. Just he's going to evolve. But that's why I love.
A lot of campaigns you need that motivation, whereas in this one, it's do you want to live?
Or not.
Yes, if you want to live, you have to embrace the darkness inside. Speaking of embracing the darkness, we touched a little bit on what your character's background is from a flavor standpoint, but mechanically speaking, what background did you choose for Bill?
I went noble. I figured that if my parents were 2 level 20 adventurers, they had a fair bit of loot. It also gave me perception, stealth, and investigation, which to me are quite they're traits that any non-magic user could have. So that sort of filtered in there, and also it gave me a charisma bump too. So that sort of made sense from a mechanics point of view. Noble was the background.
Alrighty, fantastic. I don't think you're the only one that's chosen that background either. Something I was going over everyone's character sheets earlier today. Something that's new about the sorcerer. I think you took a spell called Sorcerer's Blast. Is that what it is? Sorcerer's Blast?
It is, and I've used it before, and it is outstanding. And he wouldn't have known to take this, but unfortunately, I'm going above him. Yeah.
Metagaming.
Oh yeah, that is a spell and a half.
So basically, it's a 1d8. Does it have your spell modifier attached to
Nope.
that? No. So it's just 1d8, but it can be any damage type. And I think the thing that makes it so interesting is it has some a trait called
Reroll.
Yeah, explosive dice is something that I think we call it. Well, basically, if you roll an 8, you get to roll it again. Now, I thought about this and I didn't really look it up, but if you, let's say, for instance, you roll a critical, you roll a couple of 8s, are you re-rolling both of those?
So I would see that as, if I'm rolling a critical at this level, it's 2d8. It still goes up to that charisma modifier. There's a ceiling there. So if they were both 8s, yes, I'd roll them both again. If they're both 8s, it would then only be 1 extra. I don't think it would double the modifier amount that you would roll.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, does it stack? Like, if you just kept rolling 8s, just for whatever reason.
It's up to my spellcasting ability modifier.
Oh, okay. So you can do that a number of
We
times.
make it for this campaign that we get rid of that and he can just keep rolling
Um,
and destroy the world.
Well, what we can do is
Bastard,
we can make it for this campaign that spell doesn't exist. That's another thing that we
Oh,
would be
shut
able
up!
to-
No. I reckon. What about give him 4 8s in a row? Like, what are the chances of that happening?
Well,
So
yes,
we
Not
need-
even God himself could do that.
Like, no one could do it. You know. And if he gets 4 in a row, he gets a bonus where he gets to save one of us.
He blows up Strahd instantly.
I think if you roll
Uh,
4 in a row, then your bonus is the fact that you just got to roll 4 8s in a row. I think that's a pretty good
Yeah.
bonus. Right?
32 damage is pretty good for a turn and a cantrip.
Look, I'll tell you what. I'll have a
one.
think about it. If you roll 4 8s in a row, we'll
That's just something you get for that.
I might come up with something.
Like a triple crit.
But I'm not going to
triple
let you
crit,
hold me
something.
to that.
No, because
And-
it's something fun. Because then the whole time we'll be like, oh, don't roll too many 8s, or or please roll too many 8s. Give us that.
I was having a look here as well on the level 1 sorcerer. I believe a new trait that you get as a sorcerer is something called innate sorcery, where
So strong.
as a bonus action, you can unleash your magic for 1 minute, during which you gain the following benefits. Your spell save DC for your spells increases by 1, and you have an advantage on attack rolls of sorcerer spells that you cast. That's pretty cool.
It's Sorcerer's Rage.
It's twice per long rest.
Sorcerer's got a
yeah.
huge buff in 2024.
Yes.
Not just
yes.
that, like multiple abilities. There definitely some good balancing.
I know there were a
Good
lot of
sorcerer.
people who weren't particularly fond of sorcerers in the past. I got to say, especially with that Sorcerer's Blast, and that's a cantrip, isn't it? Sorcerer's
Yep.
Blast. So that almost brings them in line a little bit with what people do with warlocks. So it's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I've always liked the idea of being a sorcerer, but it always felt underpowered. What it was it felt like there wasn't quite enough to get me over the line to do it. But now,
Especially
and there's
like,
such a cool story behind it. Like the
There's,
lore behind a
oh,
sorcerer's.
sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, the lore behind a sorcerer is its own thing, isn't it? Like, it's something you're born with. It's very different.
And that's the other hard part as well. Like, the counter and all of this. I've got an 11 armor class, and I don't have proficiency with any armor. So,
Yeah.
I'm squishy. So, it's I might be there might be some good attacking here, but I do have mage armor, because without it, I wouldn't be able to survive the day.
So frontline infantry. Is that what
Sorry, I put you in the front.
you know who you're pushing up the stairs first? Interesting. No, that's really cool. I would play a sorcerer if I ever played. And what else do we have? You got 2 level 1 spells, 4 cantrips, and your hit dice is a d6 per sorcerer level. So yeah, okay, pretty cool. Gem's camera's turned off, so let's reshuffle people's cameras. That's okay. All right, now for the fun parts. Let's roll some stats, ladies and gentlemen. So I have an interesting method of doing this that mixes a little bit of gambling, a little bit of risk reward system. What we're going to do is we're going to roll for your stats. We're going to do it normal system, 46, drop the lowest, and take that number. But what we're going to do is we're going to roll your stats. If you're unhappy with them, you're going to get a choice. You can either take the standard array, or you can roll again. If you choose to roll again, you have to take the new set. Does that make sense?
It does, yep.
So you have a bit of a safety net, but there's also a bit of risk reward here.
So twice
I
the
did it-
gambling with no risks. I love it.
Well, I did it before, and I rolled like 15s, didn't I? And then a 3.
One of them was a
And so
3.
I did it again. One of them was a 3. And then the next one wasn't as good, but it was more even. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know whether I'm going to do a standard array if I get really low numbers the first roll. It is gambling.
It is.
I will give you my luck, Gem. I will give you my
Thank you.
good luck.
It's
Thank you. I
It-
just ran off to get sensory toys because I'm sitting still and it does not suit me.
it is it's basically Ladbrokes. That's what this is, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get the
Oh, we need
gambling
some ads for it.
show
There we
on
go.
the roads. Dan, you
How do
ready?
you want me to roll? How dice rolling are we? Like, how am I doing this?
What do you mean? How are you doing this?
Like on the
Share your
character sheet, am I
screen.
just rolling in the D&D Beyond chat, or
Yeah, you can. If you have your character sheet open, if you're editing your character, if you just go to your
then go
abilities,
to manual roll?
yeah,
Yep.
switch it to manual roll. Roll a set. Every time you roll, let us know what the number is, because I'm going to write them down as well. And yeah, we'll see.
So that's
Yeah,
dice.
18.
Oh, is that a 19?
20.
Alright.
I've got real dice too. So yeah, I'm going to roll real dice. So that way,
Alright.
yeah,
Bill needs a new pair of shoes. Let's go.
do it. I'm
Rolling.
excited.
Oh boy, not
Ro-
good.
Roll number 1.
First one, 9.
9. That's a good start. I like it.
Woo! Second one, ooh, better. 13.
13. All right. Mid-range. Nice.
11.
11. I like it so far.
So it's... Come on. Why are you not showing up? Another 13.
Another 13. Okay. So pretty
Another 13.
middling numbers here.
Mr. Average.
Yeah, no, can I just get one, like, good
Yeah,
one?
if you get an
Charisma?
18 now, you're perfect. This is the perfect stats for your
Oh
character.
boy.
And what?
7.
18?
7.
7. Holy crap, bro.
Reroll Gebel.
All right. So we're looking at a 9, 13, 11, 13, 13, 7. And for the people at home, standard array is, I believe, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 9. So you're looking a little bit less than standard array here, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, it's
my
15,
quick
14,
math is
13,
dash
12,
6.
10 and 8.
10 and 8. Yes.
Correct.
So if I roll again, do I get to choose between standard array? Oh no, so do I get to choose between the two sets of rolled dice?
Negative.
It has to be
Good.
whatever the next one is.
Yep.
All right, well let's go gambling.
Let's gamble.
7.
You're gonna roll. You're gonna roll a second set.
7.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang on, 17.
It's so much
17.
riskier because you don't have artificer to fall back on.
All right, first one's a 13,
13. Okay.
Okay, that's
start.
good.
11,
Got a unicorn for luck.
I got it. It's this one. Here it comes. Here it comes.
11,
11.
No, not that one. This one. That was out of sync. 18.
13.
Please don't yell out
That's not
numbers.
Yeah. Someone said something. What was the number?
Okay, so 13,
Yeah.
11,
Yeah.
11,
Yeah.
13,
Okay.
8,
Ooh.
16.
Hey. Okay.
Good.
All right, now we're talking. All right, so yeah, that's going to be your stats.
-2.
That's going to be my stats. And out of the 3, that's what I would have chosen. So that's good.
Also,
The gambling, folks at home, especially those kids on YouTube Kids, gambling pays off.
Gambling pays off.
just to quickly cut in, DM, as well. Post level 1, are we going to be rolling hit points as well?
Yes, we are going to be rolling hit points.
I want to take
Excellent.
Max.
I never said I wanted to be your friend.
I want to take max. not even the average. Just I want max of it.
Absolutely not. My monsters will be having max hit points. But you guys.
Come on, Ben. I'm so nice to you in Witchlight. I let you take Max. You didn't let me take Max.
Yeah, well, that's your mistake, Grace. I learn from other people's
I think
mistakes.
the main reason he wants to do this campaign is to torture us. Just keep that in mind.
That's fair.
He's got this look of glee when he's making it.
That story checks out, though. Like, it is a Strahd
does.
campaign.
It is. He looks very happy when he's finished getting stuff ready for this, and
Yes.
it's disconcerting.
It's like a state of ecstasy. Yeah. Sometimes he walks down the stairs, I'm just splayed out in my chair, just like, ah.
I was about to say, is Ben moaning, just putting the campaign
I'm getting
together?
stressed out, bro.
If we reach our sub goal, you might get more of that. All right, so that pretty much rounds out your character. I think that's going to be a good place to take a quick break for tonight.
Yeah, I need one.
Feel free to chuck those stats wherever you like them. I'm sure the 16 is going in
Did we
strength.
discuss where they're going to go?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a strong
As
boy.
a sorcerer? Like,
Yeah.
where would your stats go?
Don't you dare play with that button.
So sorcerer 16 is going to go to charisma.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm going to sacrifice a 13 to dex because that's going to affect my AC, and then maybe my other 13 to con to try and at least make me a little bit of a strong boy. Dump stat will be strength, so then it'll be int and whiz will be 11, I think, at this stage.
Okay, and that's not too bad, really. They're pretty high.
No, that's pretty good. You only have a -1 to one of those things, which is not too bad at all. That's you could do far worse. You could do far.
Well,
far
I
worse.
started with a -1 to strength. So
Oh yeah,
that's-
you brought that up.
Yeah.
No, you could have rolled a 3. Anyway, like I said, good place to have a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. So if you need to go to the toilet, now's the time to do it. I'm going to roll a ad break during our short rest. Make sure you stick with us. For those people who are watching this on YouTube, this may or may not be the end of the first part of this episode. I might upload them in 2 parts if I upload them at all. Who knows? But yeah, no, thank you for everyone who is here, anyone who stuck around from the raid. We appreciate it, and we'll be back in just a moment. And we're back. Thanks everyone for hanging around, I guess. If you did hang around, that is. If you didn't hang around, fuck you.
They're listening to it so they did the VOD. So
Yeah, we'll download the vault, edit that part out, and send it to you.
And if you're watching the VOD,
Edit in, sorry, just that part.
fuck you
Everything else
too.
out.
Watch this live. It's the best way to watch it. No, we love you. Thank you for watching it. We appreciate everyone's love and support. If you are watching this, make sure you give us a rating, review, subscribe, follow, gentle touch on the butt, whatever your particular platform has.
Nothing sus.
And leave a comment as well. One thing I wanted to do is I wanted to read out a comment from either the chat in the on Twitch, or maybe one of the comments from any of the VODs that we post. I'm going to be picking one of those out for the next episode. So if you have something that you want to have read out live on the television, Mum and Dad on
that's
television.
Can we do this?
And
Can we have to read?
I have full control over which comment is
Christian's ahead of me, isn't he? We've been playing this game, and at the start of every, what was it, Might and Magic?
yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, here's the Might Magic 3.
And at the start of every session, we have to choose our names. I'm the best player. What was it? I'm the subpar player. You're gonna die, Sven. I'm really weak, so I'm giving him terrible names.
Yeah.
And yesterday he let me do a reload because I ran into a whole lot of griffins and they're gonna fuck me up. So our names were "Thank you, you're awesome," and "I'm now the best player." So
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. So we could do this to him. This could be great.
I'm the one that gets
Maybe
accused of being mean.
And he'll be nice to it. Maybe he'll be nice to us if we write things like Sven's a great dungeon master.
So, are you suggesting
But why would
chat
we lie?
decide Sven's nickname for the session? So I think that's a great idea.
Oh, that'd be a good idea, actually.
You're doing what now?
Yes.
Deciding my nickname?
Yes.
This is
Would
going
you
way
let
off the
that happen?
rails. Yes.
Would you let that happen though?
I'll
So
let
if
that
someone came up, it has to be good. It can't just be like, I don't know what I can say on Twitch or not, but it can't be ridiculous. It has to be.
Can't be Vampire
genuine.
Dong.
Vampire Dong. It can be. It can be. It
And
can
it
be
can
Vampire
be
Dong.
Flaming,
Dong.
can it be
I feel like it should
flaming
be.
phallus? What about flaming phallus? That goes along with what you said earlier. They go on fire 6 times. I'm putting that in as a suggestion.
I think we should have that as a weapon. Can we have a magical weapon called the Flaming Phallus? I feel like that'd be a great paladin weapon.
But I'll tell you what.
Just a
Yeah,
dildo that's on fire.
Anyway, if
Did
someone,
you say paladin?
I'll jump on Stream
That's
Elements sometime during the week. I'll make it a thing. If someone donates $1, they can put their nickname suggestion in the hat for the following week. How's that sound? I'll even change it. I'll change it on the overlay even.
Well, that's a lot of work. Oh no.
Huh? For $1.
It's a flaming.
It's a bargain.
No, I said there's a lot of. I said there's a lot of work.
I'll give-
So it's good.
I'll give you
It's
$1.
good.
How do?
So I get paid tomorrow, and I know what I'm doing.
For every dollar. For
What
every
do you do, Grace? What do you do? Because when I get paid, it's like I've got so much goddamn money, I don't know what to do with it. And I'm just like, what do people do to just make sure your account doesn't keep hitting max?
Afterpay.
I'm sick of making another account to put pay into.
Oh, I fucking wish
I
I
can-
had that problem.
I can tell you exactly what you do. You donate to our channel, ladies and gentlemen, or you subscribe. You do one of the two things, and you can do that right now if you wanted to do that. If someone at home watching this, but like I said, for every $1 that you donate, you buy yourself an entry into my nickname for the following episode, and I'll even change it on the overlay. So someone throw $1 in there and it'll be with the Flaming Phallus. So donate and make sure you chuck your suggestion in the chat or in the comments on YouTube. Strong suggestion. Speaking of strong suggestions, I strongly suggest we move on to the next player. What do you guys think? Roll some stats.
Okay.
Find out, a little bit more about this party, get to know a little bit about the party dynamics, and give us an insight into how things are going to play out when we, start this campaign next week, Monday. Jesus, it's crept up on us.
I'm really excited to hear about Chris player.
Yes, I'm
wanna
excited
hear
to
about-
watch Christian's rolls. That's what I'm excited about.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out. I just realized I've got to tell my character, but I'm going to be thinking about my roles the entire time.
Do your roll first. You could change your character.
Yeah, it could be. I could talk up this real hype, like I killed dragons, and then roll 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Yeah.
This is my character, Meat Shield. He's got 3s across the board.
Okay, we'll do the character story first. Hopefully, it's what's the word?
Hopefully the rolls reflect the
Stars align.
flavor.
Yeah. It brings forth these energies.
Manifest.
So, I was telling before in our little break, anyone that is watching the VODs back, I am heavily taking inspiration from my character, someone that I've wanted to bring to life in D&D. and have a chance to play them. It's always cool being someone else in D&D, and why not be someone that I think is already badass? So, if anyone has seen the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, written by Gege, who loves just messing with his fan base and loves villains, it's one of the villains from it, Toji. Toji is an amazing character who I love, and I wanted to bring him to life. When we can eventually multi-class, it's going to be a heavy monk and low-level rogue multi-class, but I'm starting off as a rogue because I'm wanting to take the saving throws in intelligence rather than wisdom. They both get dexterity, but it's intelligence or wisdom, and I'm trying to, as an ex-dungeon master, I'm trying to min-max a little and power game. So I already know that I'm going to have some high wisdom, and that's going to reflect in a high wisdom saving throw. So I'm choosing rogue as the multi-class starter. That way I get proficiency in the intelligence saving throw. So it should give me a bit more averages across my saving throws. I am playing as a, to go through from species, background, and class with the new 2024. I've got the human. One of the cool new things with the human in 2024 is the resourceful feat, which I feel like is very useful for a character like Toji in the sense of not only is he human, but being able to also just be successful when he needs to be. You gain heroic inspiration, basically just inspiration, being able to reroll a d20 whenever you finish a long rest. So anytime we finish a sleep, get a nice juicy inspiration there. A free feat as well, just like the variant human used to get. It's now just included in humans in 2024. And I've taken the Savage Attacker. Trained being to be particularly deadly with your strikes. Once per turn when you hit with a weapon, you can reroll the weapon's damage dice twice and use either roll against the target. So I'm always trying to deal like as much damage as possible. The background I've chosen is the criminal. Again, leaning not only into the Toji, but for some other specific reasons. It allows me to choose dexterity and constitution as my ability score increases, because backgrounds now limit you to 3 options. I don't overly like it, but it does supplement it with some other things in the course of a free feat that you now get with your background, and a couple of other features and skill proficiencies. So the free feat that you get with criminal, which I specifically love for this Toji character, is alert. Alert being slightly changed. I won't get into it too much. We'll get to that when we get to combat, but basically making the start of combat a bit more stronger, which for a rogue monk, assassin-y character is very, very helpful. For the class itself, my character is, like I said, starting as a rogue, heavily leaning into the physicality, acrobatics and athletics, and a lot of the other investigating parts. That's one of the things, actually, I've almost am just shit-kicking stealth, any of those normal roguey things, sleight of hand, all those stuff is just out the window. I'm more going for like a gym junkie rogue instead. And rogues get weapon mastery, which I'm not sure if a monk does get, but I'm very, very happy with taking it. I don't think they do unless you're a Kensei, but weapon mastery in the 2024, an amazing feature that's been added where every weapon now has a small feature, and certain classes get to activate that feature with weapon mastery. The 2 that I've taken is Scimitar, which has Nick, and the Dart set, which has Vex.
Steve. Nick and Steve.
Nick is when you make an attack with a light weapon, you can add an extra attack onto that as your main attack action rather than using a bonus action to do that. But essentially giving you, if you're holding a light weapon, a free extra attack. Because usually if you're holding 2 light weapons, you do one with one hand and then you could bonus action the other one without adding your modifier. This now lets you do that with your main action rather than needing to choose a bonus action, thus a free attack. And for a rogue monk, it should be really helpful with flurry of blows and being still able to use my bonus action for other things. It does say, however, you can only do that once per turn. Vex with the darts, when you hit a creature with a dart or with Vex, you get advantage on your next attack roll. With a rogue, that's really helpful because that means that I can technically throw a dart as I'm running to someone and trigger my own sneak attack because I've given myself advantage on that attack in case there's no allies nearby or other things to trigger my sneak attack. So that's the build. Eventually wanting to lean into, like I said, a monk multi-class with both of them. I'll save the subclasses for later, so there's some excitement built around that. Backstory-wise, so the character's name is Fujin. The name very heavily inspired by how I've tried to mold Toji's character and story into Dungeons and Dragons. And I think the Sword Coast, is that where we're coming from, Sven?
I'm leaving that a little bit open for people to sort of have their own interpretation about where they're from. I tend to lean towards Sword Coast just because it's easy for me to sort of relate to a little bit because, I've been playing Baldur's Gate for so long. But like I said, it's a little bit open to interpretation, this particular campaign. If you're not familiar with it, I know that you are. It takes place in a realm sort of cut off from the rest of the world. So it can, it can be a little bit open. Be creative with it.
Well, my character is coming from the Sword Coast, as I've already used some of the deities from there. Fujin's backstory, I'll give a brief look into it. There's some stuff I'm wanting to keep hidden.
From 1 to 10, how tragic is it?
Like an 11. Fujin came from a powerful house of mages. So I've done some research, and I'm going to have him come from the host tower of the Arcane Brotherhood in Luskan. They're a very recluse mage group across the Sword Coast, known for often going to extremes. They're very much like a Witcher mage society, for anyone that knows the Witchers from their universe there. Very much leaning on the evil side of neutrality. Born into this family, everyone is usually born with arcane prowess, very similar to a sorcerer with Daniel's character. Unfortunately for Fujin, however, he was not. Most of the families and all of their connections to magic from his lineage are associated with air and wind-based magic. From some sort of a long past history of having a connection to the plane of air, possibly some sort of a warlock contract with a genie. The Jinn is or just a Jinn, I guess, is the air variant. Due to this, his parents disowned him at a fairly young age, friends becoming non-existent. Fujin slowly lost anyone close to himself and became isolated in the tower doing other work. As he came to adolescent, Fujin had been training in secret, wanting to at least try to be useful to his family in one way or another. And as he came to adolescence, a Jinn had arrived at the tower. Having been summoned there by the family and some of the mages of the Arcane Brotherhood, it had come for a rite of passage for many of the children that were born into this area. The Jinn did notice something about Fujin in the fact that what was happened to his body was something unique. He was not born with wind, but instead had a connection to it. Wind seeming to supernaturally create his body with a more dense durability, speed, strength, making him quicker, faster than a normal person, excelling him physically rather than magically. The Jinn knew that there was something special about him and wanted to gain that power for himself, hoping to trick the family into selling the boy, thinking that he was otherwise useless. Fujin's instincts kicked off as the trade was taking place, his family getting ready to sell him, and in a rage of calculated attacks from his training, he attacked and wounded the Jinn. His parents, horrified that he had assaulted such a grand creature to their lineage, a genie of air from the elemental plane that their entire generations and ancestors have holding in such high esteem, they were distraught at what he'd just done. Following that, being locked away, and for many years after that, tortured as a form of punishment, decided upon not only his family, but the larger Wizard's Tower itself with the Brotherhood. Over the course of his adult life, he ended up witnessing many of the mages taking advantage of their magic, using the people of Luskan. Luskan itself is a thieves' town for some history on the Sword Coast, and so they would use their magic to con people, to push mercenaries and pirates around. He saw how dark magic could be and how power twisted people. Training himself more in the small times that he did have, not being tortured, having the breath sucked out of him, he's formed himself to hopefully become, in the future of his life, a mage killer, a sorcerer slayer, an anti-magic in any way that he can. And that's basically the gist of the character. I've added some things with personality, ideals, bonds, flaws, which we'll explore hopefully over the story. But one of the ones that makes sense is his flaw. I wanted to give him claustrophobia, where he has a not so much with enclosed spaces, definitely leaning on that side, but with not being able to breathe, as I'd like to think some of the tortures that went through him as he was growing up was having the air literally sucked out of him so that he would be sort of choking, unable to breathe, like an air version of waterboarding. I'm wanting to add in maybe like a mechanic, because Curse of Strahd is very much based around fears that with that claustrophobia and any areas that maybe lack of air, like actually giving myself the frightened condition. I think that sounds cool, because I am wanting to power game this as much as possible, so I feel like that's a nice balance, giving myself a flaw. But yeah, Fujin, white hair, wearing white monkish clothes, one scimitar in one hand, his fist in the other, so that when I multi-class I can slash and punch people. And that's the concept.
Very well thought out, isn't it? It's amazing.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Can you say that again?
From the top.
I'm badass, and I'm gonna kill your shit with blades and fists.
Sorry, all I heard was that it was very flatulent. I zoned out. I zoned out after that. No, that's.
I really like that. I like the fact that you're limiting your character with claustrophobia. I love that concept.
Mm-hmm.
Sven, if you weren't listening, make him fight in tiny corridors.
Yes, tiny spaces from now on. 10 feet? No, 3 feet wide. No, that sounds.
Welcome to Ravenloft.
Give me
A tiny 5x5 caravan.
I'm gonna roll my dice in 1 second. I just need to go quickly grab Jess.
That's all good, man. You do you.
He's going to get a lucky rabbit's foot. He's going to go move all the ladders so he doesn't walk under them.
Don't turn your
He
camera
comes
off,
back covered in
is
blood.
what I
You
was
can hear
gonna
Jess
say.
screaming in the background. He's just got a foot.
Okay. All right. So we got a rogue. We have a sorcerer. We're interesting dynamic. We have a sorcerer who doesn't know he's a sorcerer, and a rogue who hates sorcerers. So that's a good start to the party dynamic.
Yeah, they're gonna get on famously.
For those people looking at home, watching at home, rogues, just reading directly out of the player's handbook here. Rogues rely on cunning, stealth, and their foes' vulnerabilities to get the upper hand in any situation. They have a knack for finding the solution to just about any problem. A few even learn magical tricks to supplement their other abilities. Many rogues focus on stealth and deception, while others refine skills that help them in a dungeon environment, such as climbing, finding and disarming traps, and opening locks. In combat, rogues prioritize subtle strikes over brute strength. That doesn't sound like where you're going with this game.
No. To get a little bit of like the future side of why this multi-class is how it is to build him before I just do the roll, because I think it's very well thought out, I'm hoping. The rogue aspect of this is to give the weapon mastery for the Nick feature, and for the multi-class when I get to it for a very particular reason. Also, second level cunning action gives me a bunch of useful things that I can do as a bonus action, which with the Nick feature I should be able to pull out quite a lot. And then the monk side of this means that usually, obviously, you'd need to hold as a rogue a weapon in each hand to activate Nick. My monk subclass turns my fists into weapons, so it means that I can constantly be holding just a scimitar in one hand, but always activate my Nick because I do have a light weapon in my other hand. It's my fist. So I should always be able to getting a free attack whenever I want to, and then monk disengaging or dashing with Step of the Wind and etc. to be able to move across the battlefield as quick as the wind.
You also have your feet too.
My
Feet, they can be light weapons. Kicking.
yeah, true. But no, it's probably going to be a lot of punching. Okay, roll dice. I'm psyched myself up a bit. I think it's going to be good.
Hey, you can do it.
I've got my special dice. We've got here my nice fancy ones.
Ooh, fancy.
All on sixes.
Yeah, I had them on the 6. I feel like that might be like some good luck. So
It'll look like he'd squashed them down so they were coins.
Kind of looked like he was just
Five
gonna
of us
drop
on the
them
other.
down straight down on the table as they were. All right,
Yeah.
so let's go through these rolls. Tell us what you get. And
okay, we're going to go to the second roll.
What's the first one?
7.
7, okay. Good start.
7's a number.
Oh boy.
Christian looks like he's having fun.
Come on.
5.
He hasn't.
Is that the
5?
second?
He hasn't taken off his shoes yet, so he hasn't gotten over 10.
So we're on 7, 5.
Whoa!
Good.
No.
This is my favorite show. I'm so glad I tuned in. This is so good. Look at Dan's face. He's like, this is for all those games where you're mean to me when I was a player in your campaign, Christian. You're a big meanie. Get him, Dan. Let him have it.
17.
Oh,
There you go.
That's pretty good.
That's a
That's
dex.
worth it.
Am I really going to take a 7 and an 8 so I get the 17? My
Yes, you
God.
are.
All right. So
Depends on what else you get.
What's that? 16. Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
I totally called it.
Oh, you
Six
said
is
you
your
were
wisdom.
happy.
That-
I mean, you
um,
only need one more decent one, and you're good.
He's got the 18. This next one, I've got it. I've called it.
5, 3, 2, 1. Oh, so what's that? Take with the
Please
1.
count
Got
down.
10.
10.
So 7, 8, 10, 16, and 17, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, 7. 8.
6,
There we go.
3,
There we go. That's it.
1. So
Another 10?
6, 6, 12 plus 3,
15.
15.
Oh, 15.
Nice.
15,
So-
that's I reckon
Let me
that's
just
pretty
good.
good
These are
today.
doable, but I'm gonna have a fucking 5, bro.
let me just double check what we.
You are, but like
Can I?
wisdom con deck on a rogue monk is all you need.
Yeah,
I'm-
I know.
Yeah.
I'm very confused and very lost. Can you tell me those numbers from the start again?
7,
Yes.
5,
5.
17,
Yes.
16,
Mm-hmm.
10,
Yep.
15.
15. All right.
3
So,
high ones, 1 average, 2 atrocious.
2 very, very bad.
So what's a
Um,
5? Is that a -3?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. If you put that in intelligence, that's about as intelligent as a crow.
Now the
See an
reroll.
enemy.
The reroll is rerolling every dice, right? Not some.
Yeah, no, you
yeah.
get to keep the 17.
So-
yeah,
Or
sure.
Christian can also choose to do standard array though.
Yeah, but then I have to lose the 17 and the 16.
I know.
And the 15
Yeah,
is
this
like
is a gamble.
One thing I can tell you, Christian, is 17 isn't an 18. So I'm just putting it out there.
and this all totals up to 70, which is 2 below what a standard array would be.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I'm trading like standard array for just really fucking skewed stats. What would I give me half a second? Give me half a second. So if I were to do it, it would look like. Oh my god, it's so bad.
This is why I'm not rolling stats like
you
this.
got
It's
3 high
phenomenal.
stats. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, enough. He's loving it.
Oh
Is this
my
what you
god.
wanted?
This is the look he's
Are you
been walking
happy?
upstairs with. This is the look I see when I come down. He looks too happy, doesn't he?
I'm ecstatic.
This
I'm in a place
is
of
the
bliss,
best day of his life.
happiness.
Yeah,
We
I'm
could
really
just-
scared now.
We could end the campaign here, and I'd be satisfied.
I've just disappeared.
I'm
I've been
gonna
saying
put something into our little private chat here.
Now
Which-
I'm gonna start rolling just in case.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
Stop rolling dice
you
until it's
just-
time to roll
I swear to
dice.
God.
It's what RPGbot.net suggests if you're doing a point buy for a monk.
Okay.
They say go 3 15s and 3 8s.
3 8s, yeah, 100%.
I think I'm gonna take it. I've just moved it around.
Yeah.
17 in dex with my +2 from the background is a 19 dex starting off. So as soon as I get a feat, I can bump that to max for the rest of the campaign. A 16 in wisdom means that I'm going to have some pretty good saving throws for monk, which is my higher level. Not going too high into rogue. 15 is actually going to go in charisma, not constitution, because I
You
want
wanna
to have
die.
a really good. I want to have a really good intimidation because I want to portray
You're
the
the face
Toji,
as well.
the Toji for that side of his
If you wait till
character.
next week, remember you can always do that through proficiency. He can be really good at being intimidating.
Yeah, but I want to have good rolls too. I'm greedy.
Yeah.
I've put the 10 in strength because I want the good athletics for the same rolls, which means that the 7 is in constitution. So I'm going to have very low hit points. But as a monk, I never wanted to have high HP anyway. I wanted to be able to be tanky via my AC and dodging. Constantly
Which is-
And how
causing
smart are you?
disadvantage.
What's your intelligence going to be, Christian?
My intelligence is 5. I'm going to be so fucking dumb. I'm just more intelligent than an animal. Animals have 4 in D&D.
Yeah, I said that's about the average intelligence of a crow.
And I think that honestly makes sense with the character. I feel like with my backstory, I'm more beast than person at this point.
Yeah,
That works.
I like that.
He's a Nooga Booga.
It plays in with the
He's an
intimidation,
boy.
and people are like, fuck, that guy's dumb.
He can't really be that dumb. He must be hiding something.
Yeah, we're gonna take the first roll. I don't want to do standard array because I think that's taking away from the fun risk of the roll, and I don't want to risk getting all 5s after this horrible take.
Like 50.
Okay, we're done.
I commend it. I commend it. So we have a rogue criminal. Phenomenal. I dig it. We can have a look at a deeper dive into
But with
those.
more of a monk flavour.
But with more of a monk flavor. So heading towards a monk. If you live that long, there's no guarantees that you will.
I might eventually have like a 17 AC once I get that feature with a monk,
You
which
might-
is going to be crazy because that's nearly like splint armor.
You might also have a 17 hit points eventually.
Honestly, because this is what a -1, so every level I'm getting a -1. I'm not getting a plus to levels.
That's I dig it. I love it, and that's why I play Dungeons and Dragons. You know, people back in the days, they just roll one set of dice, and that was your stats. That's what you took. That's your abilities. There's no re-rolling. There's no sets of dice. So if anything, I'm being very gracious.
If I find a headband of intellect, I will be the happiest boy on the planet.
Except you won't know how to put it on.
Puts it on backwards.
I don't think there's an item that increases
Look,
cons.
shot it away.
No, like dwarf thing.
Yes.
It's strength, dex, and intelligence. I don't think there's cons.
Just before he gets it on, just be like, no, if you put that on, you won't be very intimidating. Hand it over here. Oh, don't know.
This is
Oh.
useless.
Oh, is it a bracelet? I think it's a bracelet.
I needed to go from that 18 intelligence to the 19. I really needed that, Christian. Thank you very much.
This cock ring's too big.
Oh, there is! D&D Basic Rules 2024, Amulet of Health. Your constitution becomes 19. That's my goal for the campaign.
Yeah.
It just laughed.
That's a good goal to have. You always gotta reach for something.
That's the face of a DM who's not including that item.
You gotta reach for the stars, buddy.
This has now been deleted.
It's just pay to win, just to donate that much money, and it might turn up in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Are you
I'm
sure
s-
you'd
I'm
like
actually
to delete
thinking
this
now.
item permanently? Yes. Enter.
I'm so keen.
You know
what? I
already
realised
excited.
As humans, we're going to have real disadvantage too. We're not going to be able to see very much.
No.
Yeah,
And I've
that's
got no plan to be able to change that either.
that's a really good point.
we got now 3.
3. There's some goggles that I'm hoping to get. They're between 100 and 500 depending on what Sven says.
Maybe you guys can fight it out. Headband or is it the amulet of health or a set of goggles? Fight for it.
I will kill everyone. With our next character, I'm not sure if the subclass is leaning in that direction, but I do know there is a way that we could all get 300 feet of dark vision if the subclass leant in that direction.
Yeah, that's one of the
Oh,
joy ones. So
that'd be
it's something to look into. And light and vision is going to play a big role in this campaign. I'm going to be tracking all of that shit. But just so you know, like, even when you
It's
are in the
scary.
darkness, you can still know where a creature is. You'll just have disadvantage on attacks unless they choose to hide. And if they hide, you won't be able to see them. And
Or I can just flex and scare them off.
or you can flex, but it'll be dark. They won't be able to see it.
I've got an advantage. I've got something I can use eventually.
Just runs away.
So yeah, okay, that's another character down. Jam, Grace, Mod, who would like to go next?
I think
do
the two
mine.
ladies should go first because we've had two boys. It's a little bit rude to just leave them till last.
Well, you leave the best to
Can I do
last,
mine?
right?
I feel like I'm in class.
Exactly. That's
And
what I
I feel
said.
like I'm waiting. Yeah. Mine will be quick. Is that okay?
Go for it, Jim.
Yeah, let's
Alright, cool.
let's go. Let's talk about your character.
I am basing. Thank you. I am basing my character on one of my all-time favorite fictional characters, Fitz Chivalry Farseer from the Elderling series by Robin Hobb. He is an amazing character. He first showed up in the Farseer trilogy, and I probably read that about 15 years ago. He's someone that I really empathize with. He's got some great attributes, but he's also got some things that he's had to work through. So I really value him as a character. I'm going to be playing him at about 22 years old. So at this stage in his life, my guy Fritz, not Fitz, Fritz, it's going to be hard. He was born into a family away from where he actually grew up. He was born as a bastard. I even hate that term, but a bastard of royalty. He got raised from a young age to actually be an assassin. While he was doing that, though, he has a real affinity and connection with animals. He actually has something called the wit, which is where you can actually communicate with animals that you bond with. So he's actually going to be a ranger who has some of the attributes of an assassin. So it's really interesting that Christian's character is going to be a rogue without the rogue features, and I'm going to be a ranger with rogue features. So I basically created him. He's 22 years old. I'm aware that because of starting at level 1, I won't be able to use the wit in the way that Fitz does in the books. So my character at this point is going to have a friend who's a wolf, who he is trying to return to where he came from because he was found as a baby. At this stage, we can use, talk to animals. Yeah, speak with animals. That is one of the spells that I've chosen. So he can actually twice a day communicate and say, look, how are you going? What's happening? Is there anything you can say? So he has his wolf companion. When I get to level 3, that's when we'll actually be able to communicate. And that will be absolutely brilliant. My character's going to be a wolf companion. His name's going to be Bright Eyes, and I'm going to stick with the same one because that's what the character would do. So I won't be changing every day. Sven and I have talked about the mechanics of that. So, if he gets injured, he's going to be resting rather than bringing a new character. We'll probably have to discuss it. So yeah, being a ranger with the new rules is pretty cool. I get something called Vex, which is where if I hit a creature and deal damage to it, I get advantage on my next attack roll. I get Hunter's Mark right from the start. I also have Speak with Animals, as I said. He has a noble background, and I've chosen things like animal handling, stealth, perception. He's also got high charisma, strength's alright. What else? Features and traits. Chose some cool stuff. Yeah, nature, sleight of hand, and insight. So
when you say strengths, right, do you mean like the skills that you've chosen proficiency in? Because
yeah,
you haven't rolled yet, have you?
No.
Okay,
I'm choosing the things. Yeah, I'm going to walk towards strength because he's going to be using his strength because as a character, that's one of his focuses. So, yeah, it's I might even end up multi-classing.
Oh yeah.
Ranger Rogue, because that would make complete sense. Even with the background, I didn't think Noble quite fit, but there wasn't anything that I thought was any closer. His weapons of choice are going to be a short sword and a hand axe. Anything else, Sven? You've heard all about this dude.
Yeah, I think we have a longbow as well, or a short bow, or something like that. So you have a couple of options rather as to how you're going to approach combat. Now, yeah, like you mentioned, you have your this wolf, which is essentially for the first couple of levels is going to act more like a flavor companion than anything else.
Yeah.
Because you are looking at taking the Beastmaster subclass if you live that long.
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, like you said, of course, like as a beastmaster, generally speaking, with the new rules, which by the way makes a ranger a far more viable option as a character than what it used to be. I know a lot of people didn't like ranger. Now it's a little bit more interesting, especially the beastmaster. Where generally speaking, you can like summon an air or sea or beast creature. But you're sort of going to forgo that and just stick with the wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because I'm a noble, I increased my 2 scores in strength and charisma.
Yeah.
So yeah, charisma is really important for this character as well. And yeah, the rolls are going to make a huge difference. And I do get heroic inspiration after every long rest as well, because I'm a human. So,
Okay.
yay.
All
right, the rolls.
Hold on to that thought. Torben's standing right behind me. I'll just deal with him. We'll just go to a short rest for just a couple of minutes.
Not here then?
No, I gotta be here.
Six.
Don't try and pull one out of me. We're just gonna go for a short
No
rest
worries.
for a couple of minutes. We'll be right back with those rolls.
Okay.
God is a friggin'.
And we're live.
Oh my god. Alright. I also get alert, which means that in order of initiative I get to, mark that out. And I
2
think you
alerts.
do-
This is good.
a few of us do, don't we? 3 of us? Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to roll and I'm really nervous about this. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Release.
I believe in you.
Set number
Thank
1.
you. I'm going to use real dice.
Hercules.
Hercules! Right. 1.
And you can't.
Roll all 4 at once.
3. Oh, I can't do that.
That's not how I did it. I didn't want the dice bumping into each other and fucking each other up. I'm all about probability.
Don't listen to what Christian did. He rolled poorly. Do the opposite. Whatever he says, do the opposite.
Alright, so I've got a 6. So that's not trash.
So what's
What
that
the
first?
fuck?
What do you mean that's not trash?
I think
It's not the worst.
was it 10? Was it 6-3-1?
8. 8. I can't do maths at the moment. 11?
11?
That's trash.
Say 18. Just say 18.
This isn't looking very
no.
good, is it?
No.
I'm not very happy with this.
8, 11.
Ooh, 6 and 2. So that's 14.
Okay.
So I've got 6, 11, 14.
Thank you. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's not looking very good.
She's rolling 4 dice, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm taking away the lowest. 6, 11, 14.
14 again.
Level 14. That's pretty
That's
good.
not too bad. That's
Pick
not,
Pick it up. Pick it up. Here comes the 17.
8, 11, 14, 14 is
Oh,
actually looking really good too.
6 total.
Ooh.
6 total.
We'll just re-roll that now. Re-roll it now.
4 and 3 ones. That's what I just got. And then, oh man, 9, 12. That's trash. That is trash. I'm
Yeah,
not
re-roll
Yeah.
for sure. Gamble that. Gamble that.
I'm
Double
really
down.
doing that.
So now you have the option. Do you take standard array or do you roll another set?
No, I'm rolling another
You're
set.
rolling another set. Ooh, we're
Good
going the
girl,
gamblers
good girl.
route. Okay.
Oh
let's...
no, I don't want to roll. I don't want to add it. Ah, how do I? Won't let me put my own stuff in. Alright, let me take a picture. It doesn't make a difference anyway, because once I get rid of it, it's gone, isn't it?
No, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're
that's okay.
saving it.
Goodbye, stupid stats.
I've got
We're
those.
saving it on a notepad anyway.
Yeah, I've got those numbers here in case we need them, but we
Goodbye,
don't need them
stupid
because you're
stats.
rolling
What
again.
do
So
we do? All right, let's use my witchy powers. Where's my little unicorn? Here he is. No, where's? Oh, he's gone.
Yeah,
That's what's
let's
happened.
cross those fingers, people, for us
Where
the
have the
fingers.
unicorns gone?
What?
Praying,
Thank you. All right.
manifesting. You got this.
I've got 10.
10. All
And
right.
that's a good baseline to start from.
Right
Now,
down the middle.
jump it up to a 14. Go up to a 14 now. We don't want to jump all the way to 18, just 14.
6 plus 5. What's that?
Oh,
17.
17!
17?
That's really good.
That's too high. You want to bring it back down. Bring it
No,
back
no,
down to
no.
a 14.
Don't worry, higher again.
No,
Higher
no,
again.
go higher, go lower. 14. 14 is good.
8. Another 10.
Okay, we'll take
That's
it.
not a 14. We want to go higher now. Go higher. Listen to the other guys. Don't listen to me.
5, 5, 3, 13.
That's
Okay.
good.
Look, you're already doing better than me. You've got a 17 and then not of a shit dice.
Not
It's not
5.
hard to do better than your rolls,
Here
Christian.
we go. That looks good.
7.
7.
Ooh. Okay, we just need a good
No,
last
wait, I
one.
see.
We've got 2 good stats, we just need a good last
5,
one.
10, 13.
Not bad, not bad. Okay.
All right.
2
So
13s.
I'm reading. If I'm reading this correctly, a 10, a 17, a 10, a 13, a 7, and a 13.
I want to work. I
Mhm.
want to do the average and work out whether I'm better off with that or a standard array. I know it's too late to change it, but
17's good.
Do you want to do the math or not?
Sometimes it's better off not knowing.
Trust me, yours is better.
You're two below, but you got to.
7.
You're not nice spread, so you're good.
yeah.
Honestly, I
Alright.
take that over standard array. Having a 17 is so nice.
Yeah. Christian knows.
So
Yes, I do.
now we're going to put them somewhere.
But I'm with you. I'm with you. You want to get to that prime spot with your
Yes.
damage.
Especially being a strength-based ranger that you want to be. That's 17 in
Yeah.
strength. That's your whole class there.
That's super
Is it?
helpful.
Because yes, I took.
Yeah, so not necessarily because you want that wisdom to be high as well. That's going to help you out with a lot of your Beastmaster abilities sometime later down the line.
I'm
So
going to put wisdom at 17. I'm going to put strength and dexterity both at 13. Then what do I have left? 10.
10, 10, and your
Nice.
dom stat.
Yeah, and so I've got intelligence was always going to be my lowest, which was what did I have? Was my
7.
lowest 7.
It's 7.
Lucky we're playing D&D.
Oh,
Go to the pub for a quiz.
And then what did I have left? I had
2 10s.
2 10s. So Constitution will be 10.
We can
And
bond
charisma.
over our stupidity.
That's
It'll
perfect.
be fun.
That's absolutely perfect.
Let's have a look. So I'm just going to check I've got the right numbers. I've got 2 13s. Yes. I've got 2 10s. Yes, and a 17. And I've got wisdom as my highest, and I've got strength and dexterity as my at 13.
Nice.
got-
That's a good call.
Constitution and charisma at 10, and then intelligence at 7.
That's a good build.
yep, that's
Yeah.
that's it right there. That's nice.
Good build.
It's good. It's
Good
not
build.
bad. Not bad.
The only thing that's trash is my constitution is just 0. It's just flat.
It's just flat 0.
I don't know what that means exactly. Is that bad?
What would that be like,
Basically,
Christian? Is that bad?
what that means is every time you level up, you get your hit dice in hit points, plus your Constitution modifier. So for you, it's just going to be whatever your hit dice is. You're going to roll a dice, and it's going to be that's what you get extra hit points. Let's just say, like hypothetically, if you had like a -1 or something like that, you would roll the dice and then subtract 1 off of it. But that's just hypothetical because no one rolls that bad. So
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
And
no one
then-
got the -1.
And my intelligence is -2. So what does that mean?
That means you're like me in real life.
it means you're more
It says
intelligent than
7.
Christian's character.
I've got 7 total. Is that correct?
Um,
Because it says 7 on -2. No?
yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. So
I'm
I want
probably a
so
smart-
badly for this party just to be filled with idiots.
It's gonna be. And then
I'm
hang on,
so
can I-
excited to get a Helm of Brilliance and like throw it in the middle of you and have you guys all jump on and start fighting for it.
I asked, so when my buddy is able to be my buddy properly, does he get his own stats, or does he have to go?
It's based off your wisdom, so your wisdom being high is really good.
Yeah, so I'm 17.
His AC will be like 17 or something because it's like 13 plus your wisdom, which will take it up to like 17. It's really cool.
So yeah,
Cool.
all
And
of that.
I brought some
Yeah.
armor too, so that's going to help me with my hit points. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. I'm not devastated with that.
All right.
I rolled better earlier on, of course, but yeah. So,
Perfect. Well done.
and his full name is Fritz Longview instead of Fitz Farseer.
I love it. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And it's Fritzy
So I'm
Bar.
excited, and I'm rereading the books as I'm doing it. So if he dies, I'll still have him with me.
They live on in spirit. Speaking of things that live on in spirit, Grace, I think you're
Thanks,
next.
Robin Hobb.
So this is like my introduction to a cleric, and thusly I've decided to play a cleric that is not a cleric. She's probably the worst kind of cleric if you were dying. If you had a knife in you, you would not want to run into this cleric. So her name is Thana, and she is a worshipper of the god of Hades. She grew up in a sect of the sort of Hades worshipping vibe, and they live by 3 fundamental tenets, which is that the life is suffering and death is the reward, that the process of dying is sacred and not to be tampered with, and having the ability to die is actually a gift given to them by the god of Hades. So people who are, yes, questions?
What benefit is going to be to us? Because if you want us to
Absolutely none.
Okay.
It is of no benefit to
She'll
me.
hold your hand as you pass over.
That's what I'm
For
thinking.
me.
There's like a death doula or some shit.
Revivify me!
Right.
No.
What were those tenets again? Life is suffering, dying is necessary, and dying is natural?
So it's more like, so it's kind of, the way I was thinking about it last night was like Buddhism, where they believe that life is like suffering, and that the only way to break the cycle is by dying, and that mortals are very lucky because we get to die, but like, you know, Hades, for example, he'll never get to die. So he's just suffering constantly, and he's given that gift to us.
Bro, your character's gonna fucking hate Strahd.
Yeah. So it hasn't happened yet, but essentially she's she's grave cleric. So grave clerics, they are all about the passage between life and death. So they believe that death is like a process that should not be interfered with. So she will refuse healing for herself. So like you can delay dying, but she will never ever like, she's not a healer.
Bring someone back to life. I was typing down grave cleric and I had a typo and I made it a rave cleric. And
Right.
now that's
Can we have that?
That's a new
subclass, yeah.
I really
Next
like that.
a
Yeah,
different
so
campaign.
basically, like essentially she's been sent on this pilgrimage that they get sent on when they're 20 to sort of discover the meaning of suffering on the way to death. Yeah, so they're big on like hating anything undead. They believe that they're like an abomination, like a curse. And so their whole shtick is putting things to rest and like not messing with the passage between life and death. So yeah, if you get stabbed, she's gonna hold your hand while you die and tell you how great it is that you're dying and how jealous she is of you that you're going to die. But she's not gonna do shit.
Alright, so
Can I just ask, will that make you more of an angry character who's more about fighting the undead than like a support cleric? Is that
It's-
sort of...
Yeah, so surprisingly, despite this, or even though she's like a like very like, oh, death is like great, we love death, she's actually like very kind, very gentle, very like passive, like very philosophical, like I don't know, I don't know really who to compare her to, but like, you know, she has a massive amount of empathy and compassion because life fucking sucks, and she understands that, like, you know, life is terrible. But she's neutral evil. So as I said, that's like, she's not like, if you're
Hey,
dying,
same, bro.
there's nothing there. But yeah, so she's also an archer. So she does not get involved in the fighting whatsoever. She just wants to stand there and like let it play out. Yeah.
All right.
What's
So
Especially because you're saying this is the first time you've played something besides a barbarian in a year and a half.
It is.
It's going to be so different for you coming into this, isn't it?
It is. Like, it's, oh damn it. Every time. It's a very role play heavy character, I think. But I know, like, but that's just me picking like characters that are very role play heavy. But she's an acolyte, so she's grown up her whole life in like this tiny, like, sort of sect in the middle of a cave. And like, you know, they're just telling her that, like, you know, life is horrible, it's this horrible, terrible thing. And like, you essentially live to die, is like their mentality.
We're a very traumatized bunch.
Well,
Like,
she actually had a great life. Like,
good.
I reckon she's actually like the least traumatized of ever. Like, she had parents, like she lived with, like, she had a great life, and like she's just leaving the sect now to go on this pilgrimage. But as I said, like, even though she's like very like, I would definitely recommend reading up on the grave clerics. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pull it up because it just sums up this character so well.
Actually looked at that for my character, Grace. That would have been my other character. Would have been a grave cleric because it's such a cool option, isn't it? It's
gods of the grave watch over the line between life and death. To these deities, death and the afterlife are a fundamental part of multiversal workings. To resist death or to desecrate the dead's rest is an abomination. Deities of the grave include, like, Hades, for example. These deities teach their followers to respect the dead and pay them due homage. Followers of these deities seek to put restless spirits to rest and destroy the undead wherever they find them, and ease the suffering of dying creatures, but fucking not her. Their magic also allows them to stave off creatures' deaths, though they refuse to use such magic to extend creatures' lifespan beyond its mortal limits. So she's more than happy to, like, cast, like, resistance on you, for example. But if you're dying, it's, like, pretty, like, in her belief system that, like, if you live, it's fantastic, and it's by your own accord, and because Hades chose it for you. But if you die, that was his plan.
That's great roleplay though, because it also leaves room for relationships and that, and, you know, growth and change in the relationships, and how that could actually change that for you potentially. Or, you know, over time.
When you were saying if you get attacked and die, it may not heal you, you seem to be staring directly at Christian's camera spot.
Honestly, no.
I can see Christian. I'm here for you, man. I can see it doing it too. I'm so sorry, man, but I have a little bit of healing. I might be able to save you.
I've just
So sorry
realized
she's staring at you.
with a -1 in con, if I roll ones, I'll have 7 hit points for the rest of this game. No, actually, yeah, I'll just never get anything.
I'm gonna give you a 1. I'm gonna give you a 1.
Can I just say? This is gonna annoy Sven, but I'm pretty sure you guys are humans and you actually get to re-roll any dice roll with your inspiration. If I was you guys, I'd try and use it in session 0 to re-roll one of your stats that was bad, because it does say you can re-roll any dice roll.
Well, this is what
I just put it out there. Just put it out there. I'm just a guy. This guy read the rules.
Any D20 dice roll, and I'm still done. That doesn't count. Doesn't count. D6 doesn't count. Sorry.
Does it say D20 or does it? I'm pretty sure it says any dice roll. I think they changed that.
Heroic is different now, but are you resourceful as a baby?
Well, let me do this. Are you resourceful as a baby, and are you heroic? That's the question here. So, can you use heroic inspiration? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just a
Yeah.
guy standing in front of a DM asking a question.
I
Yeah.
came out of the womb fighting. Thank you very much, Sven.
You should know better.
Yeah, it is-
All right. Okay, so we have a bit of an
It's like
idea. We have
yeah,
a.
I hope it becomes more.
We've got a sorcerer who doesn't know he's a sorcerer. We've got a rogue who doesn't want to be a rogue. We've got a ranger who ain't gonna range, and we have a cleric who ain't gonna heal.
I've got a cleric that hasn't rolled yet.
And a cleric that hasn't rolled yet. But just quickly before we do that, your background. You said acolyte. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially, like for people who don't know, the acolyte. I'm gonna pull it up. So you devoted yourself in a temple, either nestled in a town or a secluded grove. You perform rituals in honor of your god or pantheon, and you served under a priest and studied religion. Thanks to your priest's instruction and your devotion, you also learned how to channel a modicum of divine power in service to your place of worship and the people who prayed there. So essentially, like, I guess, obviously, so once they go on their pilgrimage, they come back as fully fledged members if they decide to come back. So she's essentially what I would sort of think is like a temple, like a temple gal. So like she's just gonna like, you know, lots of like a nun kind of. Yeah.
All right. I dig it. I think that does leave, like Jem said, it leaves a lot open for some interesting dynamics. You know, you're on this pilgrimage and you're here with these people that you don't know, and over time, you might, I don't know, you might, don't let me play a character for you, but create these bonds with these people, and they might test your own faith. If not because you've created bonds, but perhaps because these people represent your best ability to destroy undeads, which may or may not, you know, feature in this campaign. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm interested to see how, because I don't know. Like, she obviously has relationships with members in the sect.
Yes.
But like, it's all, like everyone there is like, when somebody dies, it's not sadness. They're like fucking wrapped. Like, they're like, this is the best possible thing that could happen to somebody. So it's like a celebration. So, you know, I think it would be very interesting to see like how a character who like looks at death positively is around characters who view death as negative, and like how that will affect the way she looks at the people she's around. Like, you know, when she forms bonds with them and they look at death so negatively, I think it's going to cause a lot of internal struggle, because it's going to be like, well, they don't want to die, and she doesn't want to force her religion on people. So it's, you know, that's like another big thing, like a big part of this is that, you know.
It's good though, because those emotional struggles is the purpose of a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I
it can
just love
also
like
be interesting. People might not want to die because they might not want to become undead, which is something that you are against. So it'll be like, oh, I'm gonna let this person die, and then they turn into a zombie or a vampire, and you're like, oh shit, I probably should have healed them so they didn't get that fate, which is much worse.
So which
Well,
one?
she actually doesn't have any healing spells, which was what I was gonna say. So the grave cleric class, you actually can't, like, there's no healing spell. Like, I can take them, but like they're not included in like the spells that you get when you level up. So,
Revivify gives you 1 hit point.
yeah, I'm not doing okay, I think what's so like the sort of leveled
Spare
up
the
spells you
dying.
get are like Bane, Toll of the Dead, stuff like that. Bane, False Life, Gentle Repose, Rave Enfeeblement, Revivify, Vampire Touch, Riot, Death Ward, Anti-Life, Raise the Dead, which I find extremely ironic. But anyway.
It is. Yes, it is.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love it because
Yeah,
like
sounds
I
fun.
can see like other people in your convent
I'll
go
be
on
right
like
back.
a pilgrimage to France to see Jim Morrison's gravestone, and then you get sent to Ravenloft. like the pilgrimage that your character's gonna have to take is just like amazing. And you're going to come back and they're going to be like, oh, it's good. I had a bagel. And you're going to come back going, I saw some things.
Well, yeah. Well, you know that crosswalk where the Beatles walked across?
Yeah,
Well, I walked
Road.
across that, got hit, died, turned up in Ravenloft. Bullshit.
Well, I don't know. I think it's interesting. Kind of the vibe that I was going for was like what are they called? I can't remember. Those places where they have a those religions where they have like a
Monastery. Cult.
No. There's like a religion in America where it's like very like
Mormon.
no, it's not Mormon. Yeah, like
Amish.
it's similar. Yeah, Amish, like similar to that, where like they'll actually have like a period for the young ones where they're like, look, this is like very much your choice because I don't know, Hades is very like
the
a free, like, you know, you need to choose this kind of vibe. So, you know, they're kind of like, oh, well, you know, you've got 3 years to go out and venture and experience what it is that the world has to offer you. And
Like-
then when
like
you're
coming to
ready, you'll
America.
come back to us.
You're going on Rumspringer. That's interesting.
I need to sow my royal oats.
I was picturing you more as a Mormon, you know, going around door to door, being like, "Hey, have you heard of our Lord and Savior Hades?" You know.
Dude, it's like
We actually-
interesting
Can I
about
talk to you about death?
is that, you know, she doesn't want to push it on people because
No.
like as I've sort of said, there's, you know, it's a very fundamental tenet of their belief that life is suffering. And so like why would I add to the suffering by making you do something that you don't want to like
Does life
be
get you
part of.
down? Does it?
death?
I have a drink. I have a cock.
Well, whoop, something's happening. Something.
Made,
there-
we had and we made. So for New Year's we had a Greek theme night and we made a Hades cocktail while
Oh.
watching Troy. Yeah.
Yes.
So and it's amazing and it's got pomegranate and stuff in it. So you could drink that while playing this character, whether you
I'll
want
have
to
to
put
make,
alcohol
like,
in it or
the
not.
virgin version.
Yeah, I could send it to you. This is pretty nice. Yeah. It's pomegranate.
Now I'm gonna roll.
inside.
And
Yeah.
it's gonna suck.
Speaking of drinking things up, let's drink in these dice rolls. Let's roll some dice, find out whether or not you're actually good at people, at convincing people they should embrace death. All right, first roll. What do we got?
Okay. I rolled before, it wasn't too bad. I don't want to jinx myself. Ah! Okay, that's a 12.
12. Okay.
Yep.
Don't make that
Take it.
face 12. Shut the fuck.
That's a +1. Thank you very much.
And a 16.
16.
Oh, poor you.
Oh, it's only an 11.
11.
Only.
I'm just gonna whinge because I know it's. Oh, and a 17.
17.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
She's gonna be so fucked compared to everyone. And a 12.
12. Pretty good rolls.
2, 3, 4, 5. Last one.
And an 11.
11.
Oh,
That's
Drop
great.
it.
I'm so happy for you.
First
too.
world problems. Oh, my lowest is an 11.
So we're going to go with
Should I roll
standard
again?
array? Standard array?
Roll again.
No, I don't
Did
think
you get
so.
an 18?
you're +7 over a standard array, so I'd probably say the standard array, so you're more even with us.
So we're going to go
No.
go ahead with standard array.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just going to punch that in.
No.
No, what's good for her is good for us, isn't it? We're a team, yeah?
Are you gonna? You're on a roll. Are you gonna like double down?
You're going to risk it?
Okay, I'm just
For
gonna
the
roll a
biscuit.
d6 real quick.
Like rather than risking turning bad luck into good luck, are you gonna turn your good luck into better luck?
Or I just rolled sixes. Like, I'm just randomly rolling dice just to see. Oh, I just rolled 2 more 6s.
Oh.
I don't see any 18s in that stat block there. It's just like, I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, you could go with those really average numbers
I think
there,
I'm
or you
being
could
tempted.
try and make it better. You know,
So low. So low.
don't let me
Like, do I
influence you.
want to be Christian?
I just want you to experience life of
Sorry,
us
I'm picking on
below
you.
tenors.
I'm picking on you.
I'll bring you down to my level.
What was your highest, Grace? Can you read out what you got? Because
So I got a
Genuine.
12.
Yep.
I got a 16.
Yep.
2 11s. Oh, sorry. So 2 12s, 2 11s, a 16, and a 17.
that's pretty good.
That's
But
pretty
you don't have
fucking
any
good.
14s or 15s. Like, it could be better.
Could be better.
But it
Yeah.
could be much worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, clerics need a few higher ones, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want to see what happens. We're
So
evil.
just
Yeah, fuck
you
it.
know, can I get dibs on those stats if she does roll again?
Fuck it. Absolutely fuck it. Oh, I'm gonna.
Are you
regret this.
doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you? You gonna roll again?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Type in set 2.
That's a 9.
A 9.
9. Oh my god.
Excellent.
You can
Excellent.
turn back
So that's
now.
a 13.
Guys, I just came back. Did she say she's going to roll those again? Or did she say, I'm
Yeah.
just going to roll? Because I actually heard her say, I'm just going to roll some d6. I didn't hear her say she's going to
Yeah, no, I'm
re-roll
rolling them
everything.
again. I got another
Okay.
13.
I was giving you an out. That's all right.
I don't want an out.
Come
Too
on.
far in now. It's a 14.
That's
There you
better.
go.
That's a 16.
Hey,
Yeah.
Good.
this might actually be better.
That's a 14. So it's
Oh wow,
same
yeah.
thing.
This is actually better, I think.
Oh really? Fuck.
Yeah.
So,
A higher average. I am just happy that you're now joining the boat of a negative stat. I feel
Yeah,
justified.
yeah, you rolled 279 totals, so
All right.
Oh, wow. But it's not even.
Same thing again. Love that.
9 above what anyone else has done.
Job.
All right. So we are going with set number 2, 9, 13, 13, 14, 16, 14. Some pretty good
Yep.
stats right
Yeah.
there.
Really good for a cleric.
And you're gonna need them. You're gonna need them. You're gonna need those high stats because things are gonna get rough.
Kind of regret not taking the first stat block. And I actually fully blame Christian. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
I just wanted to.
Yes.
It's mostly yeah.
Some of us
yeah.
need to bed.
All right.
No,
Yes.
look, I did it because I felt bad.
Good.
I actually
you-
think I like your second one better.
I think
Yeah.
you've done really well, Chris.
I do.
Chris, same numbers but spread out more, so you'll be more well-rounded, and you'll
That's
have
true.
chance.
And that's what you want as a cleric.
Yes.
I would have felt bad if you didn't have one good stat, but you got the 16.
You got a 16. You can't be unhappy with that. That's
No, I don't feel bad.
them's good numbers. If I was rolling these, it'd be like 6, 3, 6, 7, 1, and you can't even get a 1,
I
but I'd
was
still have it
bad.
somehow.
When I,
Yeah. So basically, all you did was you squashed the bell curve a bit. Actually, sorry, flattened it.
campaign.
Flattened it.
For a campaign I ran at the Dungeons and Dragons Club, I used d20s for the stats, and I told everybody to roll a d20 for their stats. And one of my players got 2 nat 20s.
really?
And
Dang.
so they had a 3, oh geez, a 3, a 20, a 20, a 7, like a 4, and a 10.
All right,
I
take
don't
that.
like that.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't rolled that many natural 20s in my entire life. Speaking of natural 20s, Mod, would you like to
Hey, baby.
take us over your character?
So I struggled with my character. I went through these subclasses: College of Dance, Trickery Cleric, Circle of the Moon Druid, Eldritch Knight, Illusionist Wizard, Paladin, Sorcerer, and then Warlock. And at the moment, I'm between Warlock and Paladin. So I would like to tell you my character's story, then roll, and then decide what class I am.
No. I would like you to choose your class. Then you're going to roll your dice.
Everyone else?
No,
Once you've rolled your
because
dice,
mechanically it makes sense.
it's locked
Mechanically it makes sense.
in. Once
No,
you,
no, I'm rolling my dice. I'm rolling my dice. We can transfer it across. The reason I'm doing it that way is because if 2 of my stats are good, I'm going to be a paladin. If 1 of my stats is good, I'm going to be a warlock. Either way, my character is going to believe he's a paladin.
Mod, we discussed this earlier. I thought we were like rejecting the call of the warlock.
No. This is actually because I was rationalizing.
No,
I
no,
was
no, no,
rationalizing. No. This is my character. I have player agency. I have player agency. So,
I have to not be a barbarian. You have to not be a warlock. That's
No,
how
but
it
here's
works. I'm
the
going
thing.
cold turkey. You're going cold
I'm not going
turkey.
for turkey. I'm
No.
literally saying there is
Ty,
no
my name is
actual
Grace, and
theoretical
one
difference
secret
between a
barbarian.
paladin
No.
Are you
and a
addicted?
warlock.
Are you addicted?
A paladin and a warlock are the same thing.
I-
It's just whether society accepts them.
So why are you wearing warlock patches under your shirt?
Guys,
He is not being a warlock. I've decided.
So here's
I
what we're
my-
gonna do.
your
Here's what we're
My
gonna
character's
do.
story.
Here
And
is
your
what
addiction
we
code.
are going to do. You're going to tell me your character story. We're going to weigh in on whether or not we think that's a paladin or a warlock. You're going to choose either a paladin or a warlock, and once that's settled in, you're going to roll some dice. We're going to find out what your stats are. And if the
My
stats...
agency, I will decide. But yes, I will tell you the story. So, Tane Nue was born in a cursed realm, a place where the sun very rarely comes out and is generally covered. Hope, very scarce. Most people around there were like just completely lost. But in the crowd, Tane always stood apart and always was drawn to the light. As a child, he'd often sit at the edge of the forest, waiting for the sun to rise and staring towards the light, and the sun never came. This boundless optimism, nurtured by his parents, two bards who, despite the bleak world around them, filled his heart with stories of light, hope, and heroes. Tane's parents were humble farmers who lived in this cursed land, and his mother would often tell him stories, bit of a word-pushing bard, and his father would provide the background music with his lute, providing a small comfort in the screams of the terrors of the night. So the creatures would come out at night, and they were sort of just barricaded in for the night in this... I put myself in one of the realms of dread. A nameless realm of dread on an island. These stories became the foundation of Tane's belief that no matter how dark the world seemed, light could always find a way through, and that without darkness, like without light, darkness isn't possible, so it's all has its purpose. At a stage, his village was attacked, his parents disappeared, and in the attack, he felt a surge of inner strength. He has his blade, which was filled with light, and started attacking and fought off one of the demons. Now roams the land, searching, trying to spread hope to the people. And basically, he's just going around trying to stop the darkness. Very typical paladin story, my friends. But he's as close to a bard that a paladin can be. And whether the reason I got lost in whether it's a paladin or a warlock is this a guy that was actually gifted and chosen, or is this someone that made a deal to make his mother proud? And that's the question. I was sort of, how weak-willed is he? How strong is he? Is it actually a gift from a certain deity, or is it just a deal with the celestial?
This is easy, bro. If your parents are bards, it's even easier. You're a paladin because what you probably didn't realize is that you were singing one of your mother's songs, and that's your oath of devotion.
Could be.
And also, you did it for others. You didn't do it for you, so that's why you're a paladin, not a warlock.
Yeah, but is he doing it because he wants to be famous and a hero? That's what I meant. Like, I'm literally getting the roles.
You mean an oath of glory paladin?
As your addiction.
Yeah, Oath of Glory is about inspiring people, so yes. But
No,
also there is other deals to be made.
I'm not doing that.
That
I'm
sounds...
going to let the roles decide. If I'm weak-willed, if I'm strong.
That
then
sounds
I'm
like
paladin.
that
If
sounds
I'm
like a
weak-
pally, dude. That sounds like a pally. You feel free to choose a warlock right now. You can be a warlock. Sounds to me like it's a paladin, but you're gonna lock that one in before we roll these dice, because that's
I'm
what
letting
gambling
the dice
is.
decide, baby.
That's
I'm
what
letting the dice
That's
decide.
what gambling is.
I'm literally saying, because I don't see them as different. The difference is the method of getting there. If I was naturally able to get there through my natural rolls, then yes, I'll go paladin.
What I'm saying is I've asked everyone to pick a class and then roll some dice and then put those
I
dice
didn't
where
realize
they
it was
needed
that sort of
to
session zero.
be.
No, I'll go
It's not
paladin.
session
That's all right.
zero.
If you want to make it not fun, that's all right.
I never said this was
literally- I
going
was
to be
like,
fun. I
session
never said this was
zero.
going to be fun. I never...
Session zero, I was literally just saying, hey, listen, I wanted to bring it. Okay, people get in the comments, get in the chats. What's the difference between a paladin and a warlock? Come on, what's the difference? Absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, feel free to
Also-
jump in the chat or in the
Really
comment
helped me.
section
I
and
think the difference is
let me know if
cantrips.
I'm wrong here. But yeah, I'm just that's how I'm going to play it. That's how I'm going to play it, and that's how it's going to go. Because I think it would be unfair to the rest of the players here if I'm asking them to choose a class and then roll some stats. And
Yeah, I've been a rogue. That is fair. I could have been a rogue to start with.
could have been a
I
rogue.
think
Yeah, you could have been. I don't. It's okay. I'll roll. That's all right.
You guys saw in the chat last night, I was seriously debating being a rogue for like half an hour.
Really?
I think the paladin is different though and makes sense for you because paladins are their oath isn't getting power from someone else; it's power from themselves. And like you said, wanting to inspire others, your parents having inspired you.
Oh, like I'm completely with you, but I also was like, hey, if I roll really poorly in wisdom, this is someone that might, for the sake of that, make a deal. So I was willing to let the dice decide how weak-willed my character is.
Fair.
I was
Well,
not going to make a choice. It was going to be a roll. But
Here's the thing.
Roll now.
You're not going to roll in any specific thing. You're rolling the dice, and then you're attributing those rolls wherever they need to go. If that
I got
makes
all
sense.
18s.
Okay,
Paladin!
let's roll some dice then, shall we?
Yay! Are you guys ready? Can you see it on the stream?
Yeah.
Sven, can you be
Small
flexible
for
at all
us.
on this?
I'll think about it.
Or are you set?
Okay, so first up is a 13. I should
13.
say that I rolled 2 almost bloody perfect things when I was practicing, so this is going to be bad.
That's why you should never practice.
11. Well, it wasn't a practice. I was streaming and I was like, hey, I need to save the character, so I got to roll first. There we go. That's a 16.
16's pretty good. It's not bad so far.
That's an 18, baby.
That's
That's an 18.
What?
That's an 8.
It's an 8.
Justice.
It's not too bad.
And that's a 11.
An 11.
That's
Good.
great.
Not bad at all.
Not
I believe
bad.
after all those test runs, you still managed to get an 18.
Yeah, it's a little bit poor. I actually don't know how to do a paladin. I've played paladin once before, and it was in a one-shot run by Loki.
Yep.
And I finished the game with rolling a nat 20 for acrobatics to jump off a dinosaur's head, doing like multiple flips, and then a nat 20 to hit them with a double smite. And I think I did like 100 something damage. So.
Do you mind if I ask you some questions and I can assist? I mean,
Yes, please.
paladin. Are you wanting, because you don't get too many spells, are your spells going to be buffing friends or hurting enemies?
Or both.
Ooh,
Or hurting your friends and buffing your enemies.
hurting enemies, I think.
Okay, you want to have a high charisma because obviously charisma is your spellcasting focus. Your dexterity is honestly going to be your dumpest of dump stats. So put the 8 in dexterity because you've got heavy armor. You don't need dexterity. You're never going to need dexterity. Your aura gives you a plus to saving throws, so that doesn't matter anyway. Now, charisma and strength are going to be either one of your highest and your second highest most likely, unless you want to put your second highest in constitution. But it really just depends on if you're wanting to be a spellcasting paladin or a smacking things in the face paladin.
I think I'm going to go like this.
That's what I was a spellcasting one too, because I
Yeah,
also
but-
did aggressive spells and like things like command, so strong.
I'm a little bit torn on this though. Where to put the... Oh, God. I guess I'll do it this way.
Or you sure?
Now, the only thing I will ask, are you sure about the strength and con? Because those would be that'd be the only stat looking at it that you could swap either way and still be happy. Either having a lot of hit points and an okay damage, or a really good damage and okay hit points.
Yeah, I'm torn because I was like, I kind of wanted to do a shield build, but then I was like, no. So I think I might leave it as that just because he's more about inspiring people than doing damage. So I'm going to leave the charisma at 18.
Oh no, I meant
And-
swapping the con or the strength.
Oh,
Because if you're more about inspiring people, then dealing damage now and then is going to be helpful, but being able to sort of stay in the fight, tank the hits, be there for your companions. If you're going to do that sacrificial last stand, having a couple more hit points.
Actually, yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
I think the most pertinent question is to ask, like, what matters more to him? Is it being a bulwark against the darkness for the people that need protection, or is it smiting that darkness so that there's no need?
Inspiring
to defend
hope.
them? Inspiring hope.
So sometimes inspiring hope does, like, as much as he wants to spread light, sometimes that light is spread by a thundering smite into the chest of his enemy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is through a little jig and a dance. Because I will take you over to the other stuff now. So I'll leave that like that. I'll take you over. So my background, because of his parents, he did grow up singing, dancing, and playing instruments. So I'm going with a musician feat. So I thought that would be fun.
Oh, that's actually the really useful one, right? You get the
Yeah. This works really well with you guys because after a
First
long
short rest.
rest, every single one of you I think is human. And you get a heroic inspiration after a long rest. But then after any short rest,
yeah,
my proficiency amount of people can gain heroic inspiration from my jigging.
getting inspirations all the time.
Yeah.
Can
So-
use 2 for long rest, at least, usually.
And DM, I would very much like to beg your leniency on this. I would like to change one of these instruments to dance.
I'll allow it.
Yay!
Because
Your proficiency in dance. Isn't that just performance?
nothing
Oh.
nothing could bring me more happiness than watching an orc in full plate armor dancing.
Damn
The
straight.
same 2-step, just a little twist.
I was thinking more
and
of an
just for the people at home that aren't aware, Tane Nui is actually Tane sort of means masculine or man, and Nui means strong, so it literally means strong man.
Strong man.
Great.
Yeah, you took the 13 in strength.
Yeah.
It's more like
Hey,
charismatic.
listen,
man.
there's different types of strength.
All right.
But yeah, so basically, we could go through weapons and that when you meet him next week. But at the moment, we've got a great axe and a scimitar, and yeah, I was just sort of playing with that. But yeah, that's what we're looking at now, which is pretty cool. I do like Tane, and he's just out to make his mum proud.
And the
He's gonna do well at bringing up the group, I think.
Bro, you have double my hit points.
you have double his hit points. You're gonna live forever. And I think the rolls they turned out in your favor. So I think
Starting
it
with
worked
the
out
20.
well. Starting with that.
Let's just all be thankful I didn't
Perfect.
lock in Warlock, because that would have been just an ultimate blaster.
Yeah. Look, either way, you had some damn good rolls. It's going to be a damn good character, and the thing that matters the most to me always is finding ways to sort of encourage creativity. Dungeons and Dragons at its very core, or tabletop role-playing games, is about collaborative storytelling. So when things go your way, you run out of reasons to think creatively, to come up with creative solutions to problems. If you can destroy everything that's in your path, you have no resistance. And no resistance means you will fail to create those emotional bonds with your character. When you overcome obstacles, when you overcome difficulties, that builds that emotional bond. And at the end of the day, when you are emotionally attached to your character, it makes for not only more entertaining play for you, but a more entertaining stream, more entertaining for the other players around the table, more entertaining for me too, because I get to push you towards those dangerous and challenging scenarios that require you to come up with these creative solutions and to work well as a team. So we have, I think, as always, one of the most interesting parties that you can come up with. You know, we've got 3 humans, but that doesn't mean really much of anything, because when you add that extra flavor and that extra rich storytelling that everyone's brought with their characters, it creates a dynamic that I think is going to be very interesting in this setting.
My first time ever playing human, like in any game ever.
What are you playing, Mod? What race are you?
Me,
Yeah.
I'm an orc.
Okay.
And basically, it's a very... just to quickly cover paladins in 2024. Level 1, we get lay on hands like normal, but it's now a bonus action, which is really cool. I do like the new
Ooh, that's
paladins.
That's cool.
I thought this came on later, but in my character page at the moment, it says I could use all 5 of my lay on hands, because you get 5 per level, and I can I can purify poison at level 1 as a bonus action using all 5 points. The new paladins are really good. I will say, I'll give you a little heads up. I am very disappointed. Like, I sort of fell out of love in the last few days with the paladin class because of the it's kind of like the old rune knight in the fighters for the 2014 rules. The new what is it, Christian, what is it, like revenge paladin? What's he?
The Ilrica?
No, the
Oath of
of
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Oath of Vengeance. So the Oath of Vengeance paladin is so broken. I will not be choosing it in a protest against bad bloody balancing. It is the most mechanically broken subclass I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I saw that where it's got like multiple reactions and you have to choose between them. It doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
it's like, hey, you get advantage on every attack against that person. If you kill them, you can move it across with no action. Also, it does extra damage. You get advantage on it, and it doesn't take anything to cast.
Some of
It's
the
just
things
like-
it gives you as well are like multiple things that you could do with a reaction, which makes it really annoying. Because
Sorry, you
them.
get half the sentinel feet, so they can't move.
It's bad. It's badly made in some aspects and broken in others. I read through like the player handbook when it first came out, and it's probably the worst subclass. Like they just.
It's the
wasn't
Rune Knight of 2024. That was the worst one. But no, so I'm very excited to be playing it. And it will be my first try at playing a serious campaign. And so, yeah.
You should have
Very
fun.
happy.
I know there was the whole warlock spout, but just like sorcerers, paladins got a really big buff in 2024. I know everyone bitches about the divine smite, but they got a bunch of other buffs.
I'm on board for that stuff. I thought it was great. One thing I will be doing is I will be calling my smite beforehand. Because I like the
Well, they're concentration
Thunderous
spells, so
smites
you
and
don't
stuff.
need to.
No, but at the start I will be, because I argued very strongly for why it should be a bonus action before. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But I am with you, Christian. I actually think it's a good change because they had to sort of limit the power.
It makes people actually think of what smite they want to use. Like Divine Smite is now plausible to choose over other ones because of the extra damage to undead, but you are encouraged to use other ones for other things. Like I'm in the Underdark campaign and I've been using the Radiant Smite a lot because it stops a creature from being invisible, which is perfect. But because I don't have free Divine Smite, I'm actually choosing to use a spell slot for that now, rather than just saving my spell slots like some sort of order all the time.
I think what you got a lot with paladins in the past was everyone would save up their spell slots. They wouldn't do anything except for wait for that critical hit so that they could use their smite, and that was basically all that a paladin was. A lot of the rule changes that I find in the 2024 rules is based towards making things just a little bit more no, I don't want to say all round, like well-rounded, just you have more options about what you can do as a character. And I think Paladin is, the new Paladin, rather sort of fits in line with that, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Of course, your Warlock character. I've told everyone they need to have backup characters because this is a deadly campaign. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Someone's going to die.
Thanos, just a little precursor there.
Someone's going to die.
Everyone dies.
The players,
That's
not the
what Thana would
characters.
want.
One of the players is going to die.
You're so lucky if you all get to die.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna
it's
die, and it's gonna make
I'm
someone's
so
day.
jealous you're dying now.
If like a wolf gets a natural 20 and does 14 hit points, I'm dead.
Yes, yes, you can be killed by a wolf, and it's good that one of your companions has one, right?
I hate that we're starting at level 1. That is like my biggest pet peeve.
Do you know, part of my character's story is that actually we're going to look for my wolf's family. So maybe
Oh,
the
excellent.
wolf will end up being a friend.
You're going to look for your wolf.
So,
He's got to stay away from anyone.
quick one, guys. I just need to ask the question because otherwise my brain will explode between now and next Monday. Are we? So for the people coming back next week, next session, will we be starting together, arriving, or will we be starting separately? Just because. I actually don't know how Ravenloft starts, so I need to ask the question. Otherwise, my brain will just be on overfire for the next.
Well,
Yeah, we all going to be
Hours.
walking onto the path.
as usual, I always like to insert a little bit of myself into the campaigns, not in a weird way, maybe a little bit in a weird way, a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird sometimes, but it's mostly fun
The
for me.
vampire on fire rolling around through Kapu.
Yes, and the goblin.
We beat him. We beat Strahd. Turns out fire and cowboy is what you need.
Quick, everyone douse him with your phallic.
Look, if you can convince Strahd to go on a hiking trip with disappointing children, then yeah, absolutely disappointing youth. Damn teens.
Oh no, he's got an allergy to ectoplasmic
hilarious with this model.
phalluses.
It's like,
Then
oh,
absolutely.
these kids are like underperforming and they're kind of like delinquents. Let's give them Bunsen burners.
What's the worst that could happen?
So it was very questionable, and I'm pretty sure.
Feels like something from Russell Coit, honestly. It's
Pretty sure
ridiculous.
one of the guys who took us on the trip too had a sword, so you throw that in the mix too. Anyway, but to answer your question, Mods, it's going to be a case of when this campaign starts. I don't want to belay the
that's
introduction
right.
too much.
You don't
When
have to
it,
give it out.
I don't know. I would like for you all to start together, but it's going to be in a way that is going to put the onus on you how much you know each other or don't know each other, to give you a little bit of creative freedom with that initial role play scenario, because I know that can, a lot of the times it can be difficult to get started. So if I give you the option of maybe some characters know each other, maybe other ones don't, it leaves it a little bit more open for you to sort of flow without having to worry about whether or not what you're saying is correct or incorrect as per the canon. So it's kind of going to be up to you to decide how well you know each other. But the campaign, the way it starts, you will all be in the same location, and then, you know, the story is going to unfold from there.
Yes, I'm going to need more instructions around that. My little brain was just like, nah. I don't know how that works, but we can talk.
We'll talk. I've got you. We got this. I'm with you now.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
you got a group of
I think
phenomenal role
somebody's
players. So yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited to run this campaign. I've been doing hours and hours of prep work. If only it was my job, I would be earning lots of money. It's not my job. I'm not earning any money, unless someone hits that tip button. Anyone?
Or someone wants to get the nickname for next week.
You want to get the nickname for next week? You got to tip $1. You got to tip $1.
Otherwise, it's just the flaming palace.
You got to give me trip fitting. Otherwise, I ain't coming back.
We're gonna let Christian get to sleep.
All right.
Yeah.
He kind of
Hey,
looks like he
New South
already
Wales.
is. That'll be it for tonight. Thank you to everyone who joined us. I would have loved to have dived a little bit more deep into every character, but unfortunately, we only have so much time. So
Get to know him.
what I would like to do is to encourage everyone to join us again next week, Monday, at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be live with this every single week. So if you don't want to
keep the
miss
momentum up.
any of the phenomenal dice rolls, any of the character deaths, and if you want to indulge yourself in your inner gothic teen stage, this is the place to do it, and that's the time. Jem, Dan, Mod, Grace, Christian, thank you all very much for choosing to be a part of this. and being such good sports. You get some good rolling. You got some phenomenal characters. I can't wait to
Did
see
we
them.
do some good rolling? I
You
think
did.
Christian would argue with you on that.
4 of you did good rolling. One of you really fumbled. I'm not going to name names, but no, it's all in the name of fun. Like I said, overcoming adversity is the name of the game, and it makes it so much more interesting. So I can't wait. I can't
I
wait
feel
to
like
see
I've
how these
added
characters.
more color.
Yeah, adds more color, and you know what?
If I do this, the emojis go across the screen. Look.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, pretty.
So if you do
That's awesome.
if you do lots of me's like this, there's me all over the screen. Wee, wee.
Watch out for trollbears, mate.
Wow, I don't know what that was, but that was fun. All right. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you all beyond the mists of Ravenloft next week. Good night.
Good night.
That